bike to going nowhere fast, yeah. I bet you didn't think I had it in me. I'm destined to do things I swear that you wouldn't believe. 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 I'm destined to do things I swear that you wouldn't believe.
Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing tonight? Twitch and TikTok. We are live with Holy's Confessionals, episode 9, and we are joined tonight by our good friend and amazing community member, xiiiVibes. But before I bring her on really quick, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody in the community. This is a brand new microphone. My stream has been getting a few upgrades lately, and it's all thanks to you guys. And don't forget, next week is Community Appreciation Week. So all week next week, I'm raising money for members of the community. I want to help you guys get upgrades for your streams as well. So please stop by my streams Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. I will be live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everything that is donated to my Streamlabs link will go directly back to the community. We are going to get them as much as we possibly can. And then Saturday night, next Saturday, May 21st, at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be doing a special stream, and we're going to stream as long as we can to try to raise as much money as we can for members of the congregation. Do not miss out. And without any further ado, guys, let's put a face to that foul mouth that we love so much, xiiiVibes. How you doing, Vibes?
Hi guys, how are you? I'm good.
So before we get too much into it, Jack, right off the bat, wants to know why xiiiVibes? Why not 12 or 14?
Well, the 13 is actually a lucky number for me. It actually reverts back to my grandfather. It was his favorite number. It's my favorite number. Every time I go anywhere, I will randomly find like 13 cents or $13. It all comes back to 13. And I've always found that to be a lucky number. Plus, it has something to do with the paranormal, which we'll get into later on that one.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Have you seen the movie 13 Ghosts? I'm going to go ahead and assume you have.
Yes, I have. It was actually a really good movie.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean. Clearly, the number 13 made me think of it, but I have not seen that movie in such a long time. It is such a good movie. I love that movie. Guys over
I
on
will
TikTok,
admit it was
thank
a
you so
pretty
much.
good movie.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. I really liked that one. That was a really cool concept. Thank you for that, host Amaze Boob. Anybody that's in here, thank you so much for the lurks, the hosts, everything. It means a lot to me. It helps us
Amaze.
all grow together. And over there on TikTok, all of the likes that you guys are throwing up over there, thank you as well. Hopefully, we don't get banned on TikTok Live again tonight for sexual content and nudity like I did last time.
You got
Were you?
what?
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you here for that one when I did it with
I
my
don't
wife,
think I
Wildish?
was. I don't think I was here for that one. I may have missed it.
Yeah, we were live because
But
we
that
had
really
some.
sucks.
Yeah, that's the last time I went live. It was a few weeks ago. We were just doing a meet the holies kind of thing because we had some scheduling conflicts with a few other people. We couldn't get people on, so it was just me and her. And about halfway through, I looked up at my TikTok live, and it said that I've been banned from going on live on TikTok permanently. I was like, whoa, 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 what just happened here? I could not believe any of that. It was too
That's
wild to me.
ridiculous.
Hmm.
That
So
is. That is a little bit wild. I've never seen anything or heard anything like that happening on TikTok.
TikTok is kind of weird. I've had a few of my videos flagged on my original account, my personal account, Corey NDT. So I had done a photo
Hi,
shoot
fire.
for what's up, Fire. I had done a photo shoot for a big boy calendar that was supposed to happen that ended up not happening because we didn't get enough guys. And I was in jeans, boots, and a white button down shirt, and I posted it, and it got flagged for sexual content and nudity. Hmm.
Maybe it's because of the white shirt.
It's
Sometimes white
literally
shirts
it's
can be see through.
TikTok is so crazy because it's literally one person that can roll through, and they can report your live, they can report your video, and it's instantly removed by TikTok, and nothing's done unless you nothing's done unless you fight it yourself. You have to protest it yourself to get it put back up. Like it
That's
literally just takes one.
ridiculous.
Hmm. Hmm.
That
Thank you
is
for the
one
follow over there,
reason why I've
Dragonfly.
never posted like my face on any videos that I've done on my TikTok.
Yeah. So
Not
what's
yet,
going on
anyways.
tonight, guys? Oh God, yeah, right. Be careful. Be careful. TikTok's fucking weird. Alley Cat, what's going on? How are we tonight? Fire Exit Gaming, Death Legends, M Philly.
Allie
We got
Boo!
all the cool ones in here tonight, guys. The gamer
What's
mom
up,
rolling in. I
guys?
love it. So yes, the new microphone is beautiful. I absolutely love it. I hope it sounds good. It sounded good in my own ears. So um it's a little more
I think it
sensitive than
sounds
I
good.
expected it to be. It seems like it's a little more sensitive than I expected it to be. It could be just from what I was listening to. I don't know how it's going to sound on here, but hopefully it's fucking phenomenal because I'm super excited. All right,
I think
so
it sounds good, honestly. It sounds good in my ears, so
perfect. It's just I just got one of those voices, don't I? Ooh. No, I'm not Mr. Apex. Where's that man at? I was given a warning for posting a vid about all
Jesus,
my
he's got
homies.
one of the deepest freaking voices
Oh
I've
yeah,
ever heard.
right. And it said this vid is banned for showing minors. For showing minors. Like doing what? Were you drinking? Were you smoking? I have no idea. They do have some really weird rules, man. They really do. So what we're gonna do first, guys, we're gonna talk about the streaming stuff and the gaming stuff. So let's throw a bunch of those questions at Miss Vibes here, and then after all that fun stuff is done, we're gonna get to the spooky shit. We are gonna get
Yes.
into the
Spooky.
paranormal, dude.
Ooh.
Dude, I love it, dude. So when you said you would be on here, I got so stoked because I love talking about this stuff. I think it's so exciting. It's always fun to meet someone else who believes in ghosts and spirits and everything like that. All right, where are we going? What we got? Yo, we got an Asgardian King
Oh,
raid. What's
raid.
going on, baby?
Oh,
Thank you so much for that raid, King. You are beautiful. Thank you so,
hype.
so much. I hope you guys are doing well tonight. Thank you for bringing everybody over. All right.
And you guys, I know you've been wondering. Here's the blue. It's like in my tips now. It's not a full head of hair.
There's just like I said before when we started, we finally get to put a face to that foul mouth that we love to hear over on Call of Duty. I love it. And you will be getting a camera to start using soon. Hopefully this Friday I'm sending the
Yes.
wife over to send it out.
All
I'm
thanks
super
to
stoked
you.
about that.
I'm super stoked about that too, man. Like, y'all are gonna be able to see so many reactions. Even now, when I play with the maze, I'll stop, I'll get quiet, I'll snipe somebody, and I'll be like, "Did I really just do that? No, I didn't just do that. Yeah, I just did that. What the
Yeah,
heck?"
yeah. For real. All right, so Fire Exit is getting things going right away. If anyone hasn't already asked
Yes.
this question, Vibes, when did you start getting a foul mouth? And go.
Oh goodness. So I didn't know this was my first word. That was when it started. My first word. My dad was a trucker, so I would hear like all kinds of all kinds of words, shit, fuck, bitch, all that, you know. Um my mother told me when I was about 8 months old, my first word was fuck. And that was the entire word that I would say no matter what. If I was referring to my mom, if I was referring to my dad, I even said it. Apparently, I even said it to my grandfather, the one that like the number 13. He apparently died, and we would just go back and forth having a conversation with just the word fuck, and it
That's
was just
amazing.
I don't know. It's just always stuck with me, and it's always been my favorite word.
Hey man, okay, so first off, they're just sentence enhancers, okay? They're just sentence enhancers. There's nothing wrong with them. And second, it's been scientifically proven that people who cuss an awful lot, that's a sign of intelligence. So, you know,
That
take that
is
as you
true.
know.
I've looked into that a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so here we go from Death Legends. He would like to know your thoughts on Call of Duty. You can give him any thoughts
Oh
at all,
goodness.
like anything about it.
So I really didn't start getting big into Call of Duty until I met my mans. When I moved out here 3 years ago, it was just the whole I was into Assassin's Creed, Fortnite, all kinds of MMORPGs and stuff like that. But Call of Duty was something new to me. So I was like, yeah, I'll get into it. I'll play it. Um, it was just really fun, honestly. I started off with playing with the AUG, and then I went straight to the MP5. And if you guys want to check out those clips, I actually got a YouTube that I do have some videos on there for me playing with the MP5. And now I snipe. I've been sniping for a little over a year, going on 2 years now. And that's about all I do really is snipe. You can ask Maze and Fire. If I don't have my sniper from my my loadout, I've got either a car or something somebody gives me. Um, Normally I play with the Swiss, but if I'm on Cold War, because I've got all of them. I got Vanguard, Modern Warfare, Cold War. I love it all. It's so fun. It just brings out the gremlin part of me.
It brings out the
You and your
gremlin part
damn
of you.
snipers. It
I love
does.
it.
I get so mad, but it's just so fun because it just brings out the adrenaline and it just gives me a major rush.
Yeah, and that's why I'm so bad at that game and why I stay away from it because I get sniped an awful lot. Like that's one game I
Thank you
will
for
use a
that,
sniper
King. I
rifle on.
appreciate that. Oh, yes,
All right.
it's so fun.
All right. So right now we got from Alley Cat. She wants to know, this is the question we like to ask everybody because I like to see how similar everyone's answers are and how different their answers are. So let us know what made you start streaming.
So it was just a random impulse when it came to gaming and streaming. Previously, before how I met my man, we were we met on a dating site. I'm not gonna give the name. But we would stream actually on there. It's same for like Twitch. You would get gifts and stuff like that, kind of like the biddies are for the gifts. You would get gifts, and you could actually cash out, but the conversion rate of that app is just it's so bad. We don't get on it anymore. The only time we get on it is if one of his friends goes live on it, and that's about the only time we get on it now. But it was just a random impulse. I was like, yeah, I really love gaming. I've loved gaming since shoot, me and my dad. It was my dad. We did it together. I was the only person that honestly loved gaming as much as he did, and so many good memories. But I just randomly got on there and I was like, you know what? We're gonna play some Assassin's Creed. We'll get in there. And then that's how I met Mozzie. He was actually one of the first people that randomly found me and just sat in my live and chilled and talked with me. He was one of the first people that would actually come in all the time and just chill with me, which was awesome. I love that he was my first supporter. And then I have you guys now, and you guys are just the best, wonderful family that I've ever met on gaming.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for that because this community really is great. I love
Oh
what
yeah,
we've built up here.
you guys have turned everything like 180 degrees around on me.
That's the goal, man. We want to make people have fun. We want to enjoy the friendships that we make and we want to help each other grow. So hopefully one day we'll all be big together. Fucking hopefully.
Right? That's the goal.
Yeah. So Goody wants to know, are you playing in the tournament on Saturday?
I would really love to, Goody. Even if I don't even if I get shot and killed right off the bat, it does not matter to me. I love playing, but me and Maze would have to talk about that because that's my number one duo, and I love playing duos with her. She and I just we wrecked everything together.
Yeah. And you know what? Even I'm playing in it on Saturday. I haven't picked up Call of Duty in weeks.
Yes.
So I should have dusted it off today. And I told Allie I was gonna hop on today and I didn't get a chance to. But yeah, so this is how great it is. Like I'm gonna hop in and I'm playing with fire and I'm gonna get
Oh
smoked.
goodness.
but we're gonna go at it. We're gonna have fun anyway, man. Like
Yes, this is gonna
it's
be
gonna be good fun.
great.
That's what it's all about. That's the kind of gaming and streaming I like. I'm not out there to be the best. I'm just out there to have a good time. Death Legend says you should play together sometime. And then he says
Yes,
making friends is
definitely.
why
I
I
am
started.
down to play with exactly, man. That was the reason why I started streaming was because I don't have a lot of so glad to have you and your gremlin self. Yes, I am so glad that I made so many friends. Like that was the reason why I started streaming to begin with. I wanted to make more friends, to actually play video games with, to get to know more people, to actually have a community that I would be able to love and trust. And I've
Yeah,
made that with you guys.
so what kind of streamer do you want to be? Do you want to be that cracked gamer who everyone goes to watch the gameplay, or do you just want to be the interactive type that just has a good time with everybody, or combo of the
I
two?
just want to. I would love, oh, if I could be, I'd love to be a combo of both. But honestly, I love entertaining people. It's just something I've always done since I was little. Even though I don't like getting up on stage and singing in front of people because I get like a bad anxiety. I was literally nervous to get on on here. I even a
Well, here
maid, she was
tonight,
like, "You'll be okay." Oh yeah, I was so nervous. My stomach had so many butterflies. I was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh."
yo, you want to know a secret? I'm the same way
What?
every time before I stream. Every single time. It's not just you. Like before I'm starting, I'm always thinking, God damn, I hope I don't mess anything up. I hope I don't stumble
I
over my
know.
words. I hope people come in. I hope they have a good time. I hope they host me. I hope they lurk. I hope they do all those beautiful things. And over there on TikTok, I hope y'all start smashing all those likes because that brings even more
Right?
beautiful people in here for us to see. All right. And guys over there
It
on TikTok,
does.
make sure you join us over here on Twitch because right here, all you're watching is me talking to Vibes. You're not getting her answers. So I appreciate y'all rolling through. I mean, I saw we had 140 people there before and we were rolling steady at 100. Now we're way back down there. But for those of you that are still here, come on over to twitch.tv/the holy man so that you can meet the lovely 13 Vibes. All right. So now for King's question. Where would you like your stream to go in the future? Do you have an ultimate goal, so to speak?
I I do not have an ultimate goal. My goal really was to hit the affiliate status that you guys gave me with like 420. That was the best. It's almost been a month, guys. Literally, it's almost been a month since I've been affiliated now. I've been so happy. Like you guys have been wonderful with me. If I manage to get partnered, I'm always going to remember you guys. You guys are going to be 100% the people that has helped me help support me in every possible way. Like holy with you helping out with the PS4 cam. That's honestly going to be the best thing ever. I cannot wait to get all that started. Like
God, you're gonna love it. Everyone
ah,
else is gonna love it
I would
too.
be
I'm not
oh
even
yeah,
kidding you.
exactly.
I mean, just scroll through these comments here. Everybody who's seeing your beautiful face for the first time, they're all shocked. They're all stunned. They're all
I
gasping because of the
know.
beauty that they're seeing.
Amish. Hi, Amish. What's up, everybody?
Fire says we're practicing 20 minutes before the tourney because we're so cracked. You fucking A right, Fire. You fucking A right. And Goody says, and
I love
this
you
this is a
guys.
good
Y'all
point.
are amazing.
Goody says
I
everyone
don't
is
like
welcome.
my
It's free to play. That tournament this Saturday is free to play. So if you guys want to play, it is a duos tournament, 2.5 KD team cap.
Yes, 100%.
So make sure y'all hop in. Get a hold of Goody or Fire exit, and it's scrolling too fast on me. And let us know that you want to play because it's going to be fun. We're going to have fun. We got Cheetos in the house. Ooh, I love some Cheetos. Amish Assassin, what's going
Thank
on,
you,
my dude?
Sins.
there's the one I was
Nah,
talking about right
guys.
there.
Y'all can
I love it.
downplay me.
Listen, some people,
It is
I'm telling
hot
you,
though in this living room. Like I'm dying here.
some people just have that charisma vibes, and don't. I'm gonna tell
Ah,
you right now. I've told you once before. Don't ever change that. I had that discussion with you before. Don't change
give me one
it.
second.
Yep, no problem.
Hey, get your butt in here. Get out of the hallway.
Fever. What's up, Beaver? How you doing tonight? Good to see you, my friend. What's your Xbox? Both King and
Alright,
I
sorry,
have one.
my
Oh,
one of my
good
cats went in the
information.
hallway and was being a butthole.
Got that TikTok invite, but already have you on the Twitch. Beautiful. Thank you, Cheetos. I appreciate that.
Ooh,
Dude, I was shocked to look up at that TikTok number before and see it said 140. I was like, good Lord, can we hold that for a while? That would be
dang.
fucking beautiful.
That would
People
be
are curious, but
really
they don't stick
nice.
around for long. It'd be even better
That
if you
is
came over to
true.
Twitch, guys. Come over to Twitch. So, guys, like I said before, we are discussing the Twitch side of things, the gaming side of things with Vibes first, because once we get into the paranormal, there's no going back. That's just what it's going to be. So, get your
A
questions in on
werewolf.
gaming and Switch and all that shit right now. You can hook up. What does this say? You can hook up any webcam to your Xbox and set it
Pocket
on your PC. Okay.
troll.
What's up, Pocket Troll? How are you doing tonight? It is good to see you. I'm sorry I cannot do a sing mode challenge for y'all tonight because we are on a beautiful talk show. I think this new
I
microphone is
mean,
going to be awesome for the whisper challenge too.
if y'all, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I'm too nervous to do that now.
Oh, what do we got? Now
I
you
was gonna
can't leave
say
us hanging like that.
if you guys want, I can pick a song and I can give you a little preview of my singing voice.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, you got to do this too, just for fire.
Ew, ew.
It sounds just like an anime character. I do it and I sound like a troll. Ooh.
Ara ara senpai. What are you
Close enough.
doing over
Fucking shit
there?
said. Making my way downtown. There we go. All right. So I've
Making my
seen you
way
play.
downtown.
Go for it. No. You started. Go for it. Now do it.
Oh no.
She's gonna get too shy now. She's gonna get too shy.
Go
Okay.
ahead with what you're saying.
We'll go back. We'll go back to the Twitch and the gaming questions now. It's okay. We won't embarrass you. That's
I
all
have
right.
to pick a good song for that.
There you go. You pick a
I
song.
have to
Don't let
pull
them
it
pick
up.
a song. You pick a song
Yeah.
that you think you sing real well. That's what you can do. But we'll get on
I
with some more Twitch and gaming questions if you
oh
want.
yeah.
Okay, so I've seen you play Call of Duty. I've seen you venture out and do some other games. What kind of games are your favorite to play? I mean, don't pick Call of Duty. Pick something else aside from
Um
Call of Duty.
okay, so I love MMORPGs that would bring in Assassin's Creed, Skyrim, like any kind of game that I could just actually have an open world into to where I can just go off one direction instead of having to actually just play the main directive of the game. I like being able to have multiple different side quests. The side quests help you level up if you can actually do one thing to level up your character to get a higher level. That higher level honestly helps you out in the end because once you get to that main directive that you're trying to get to, it just I don't know, it just helps I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something better, something to actually help the CPUs and I don't call them CPUs much anymore. I call them like the amazing. They're just amazing people that are in the game that's been there created for the game. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's just I don't know, it's my mindset. I've always been that way. My dad always told me if you're going to play games, you're going to play games for the fun of it. Like just be the person you want to be when you're gaming. It's just and do something that you love doing. And
Yeah.
my dad was always the biggest supporter of me when I played games. My mother
Oh, really?
not so much. I understand where she came from though because my dad was a big gamer when he came home from being a trucker. He'd be gone 3 weeks and then home for a week before he'd have to go out another 3 weeks to be home another week. And I get where she was coming from on that because now I see a little bit. I play a little more games than I should and my man works at night. So it's just I tried to co-op. That was the reason why I do 2 days off and then I stream the other days. But I also like to play games with him. It's so fun. Like being able to game with your partner is just something that if you've never done it before, it's something that actually brings love and joy into your heart and it makes your relationship stronger. The communication builds a lot better.
Absolutely, I agree with that. When I started streaming myself, I started a lot with the RPGs and the story games, big open world games like The Witcher or Horizon Zero Dawn, stuff like that, and Skyrim. I mean, well, I take it you like
Yes.
Horizon? Such a good game.
I love Horizon. Yes.
It's so good.
It was so fun.
That storyline is
I
really
played
good.
it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but so I
I
started
can't
with
wait
those.
to get Forbidden West.
It's really good. It's really good. So I
Oh,
started with
you've
those
played it?
games,
I
and
haven't
then
played it yet.
I got my wife a PS4, and we started streaming Apex together, and it's been awesome ever since. Like it's just so much
That's
fun because
awesome. I love that.
when when I was playing by myself, she was a little upset about the amount of time I was spending with streaming and Twitch and supporting and all that. And once we started playing together, it was like we were spending time together every night. You know, it's just so much better that way. It's definitely a big improvement. All right,
Exactly.
so this is kind of along the same lines, but a werewolf is asking for a very specific. What's your favorite game?
Assassin's Creed. I
The
100% Assassin's Creed. That is by far my favorite game that I've ever played. It would have to be what is it? Mm, Syndicate. I think that's the one that it is. I think that's
Syndicate.
the one with I think that's the one with the twins where they're in London. Is that the one that was it?
See, I've only played
Don't
two of them so
don't get me
far.
wrong.
I've played
I've
Origins
played
and
all of
Odyssey.
them, and let me tell you, since you've played Odyssey and you've played Origins,
Mhm.
you will definitely love Valhalla.
We actually have that one. The wife was
That
playing it first. I have not really gotten into it yet.
she's gonna die because there's okay, yes, thank you, Amish. I appreciate that. Um, yes, no, Valhalla for real though. That was the game that I was actually playing when I first started streaming was Valhalla. I was just going through, just playing, just giving everything. I would make random comments like if the characters were talking. I don't like talking when the game's trying to give you a look through of what's happening when the people are talking.
Yeah.
But if somebody says something, I'll say, "Oh yeah, like that's what she said," or okay," you know, just something random just to give a little bit of feels to the people, to the comments, to the viewers, because it's just something that that makes you laugh. I'm an entertainer. I love being an entertainer.
So you started streaming with Valhalla. So you're still
Yes,
fresh in the whole streaming world.
exactly.
It's only been a few months then, yeah?
Well, I think I think the first time that I actually streamed was like a year ago, but I didn't stay on that long. And before I met Mozzie, uh I would just go on stream. I didn't have anybody in there. Didn't really care, I was just playing to
Yeah.
play, have my mic muted. But if people would come in, I'd be like, "Oh, hey, how are you guys? Hope you guys are having a good day." I still do that. I like interacting with the people. See across my monitor screen, Sony's popped in. "Oh, hey, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for coming in. If you want to leave a comment, feel free." Because I mean, you really don't have to. If you feel like you're shy, you don't have to leave a comment. But if you want to sit and view and lurk, by all means lurk. I don't care. I know you're there. You're having fun. You're chilling. Listen to my dumb ass.
Yeah, they're all types of viewers for real. So Amish coming in with the hard questions. Yeah, guys, I know I'm a little behind in chat. That's just what happens. We try to get to everything that we can get to. But Amish coming in with the hard questions. Who is your favorite mod? Uh, you can plead the fifth if you want. I'm not going to force you to answer this
I plead the fifth. Yep, I plead the fifth.
one. Say all of
I'm
them. All
sorry.
of
I
them are
plead the
fucking
fifth
great.
on that one. Yeah, you guys are all really great. Like you've done wonders to help me out. You guys have always been there 100%. I couldn't pick one of you guys, honestly.
So, guys, thank you
I
for
hate
joining
that
us
you gave
again.
me that question, butthole.
They got to hit you with the tough stuff. They really do.
I know.
But thank you, everybody, for
Oh
coming
yeah,
in.
and
Thank you for
then
everyone who has dropped a host. I appreciate the host. If you have not yet done so, I would really love it if you did. Drop a host, bring some new people in, let them meet vibes in here, and you're definitely going to want to push this and get people in here for the paranormal stuff. So, do your thing, guys.
fire coming in with the I was first. Just saying, I win.
I was first. Ooh,
Okay,
baby.
okay, King. You will.
There you go.
Sorry,
There you go.
just because you said that.
You're a nerd in general, King. Alley Cat.
I
Hey,
know
she
that
knows I'll
weed
shank a
shaking
bitch
in
for
me
her in her
said,
chat.
yes, 100%. Allie is always like telling me no matter what. She even when I kind of went on like this hiatus for a little bit, I kind of got into, you get these depressive episodes. I've had depression since before my grandfather passed away, but when he passed away, it was just that was something that really hurt me because he was like the father figure in my life for a while. Since my dad was a trucker before he actually did his own business. Sorry, I got an itch.
That's all right.
um, it's hair. It's hair somewhere. It's on my face. But since my dad was really away a lot, it was my grandfather that was in my life. He taught me how to get down and dirty. We always went fishing. He taught me how to work on engines. I loved working on engines. It was something that I loved
That's
doing. I
awesome.
was a mechanic person. When I got my first truck, my dad didn't know what he was doing. Like, I had a serpentine belt break in the truck and I was driving. Like, I was literally driving down the road when my serpentine belt broke, and that's what actually keeps the engine going. And I was about 10 miles from the house and I called my dad, "Hey, I was taking so and so, which is my cousins actually. I was taking my cousins to a baseball game because my little cousin was a junior umpire at the time." And he said, "Well, what are you doing over there?" I said, "Well, I told you before I was going over here." And he said, "Okay, well, hold on. I'll get a tow truck out there for you." The tow truck driver pulls up. He's like, "Well, let's see what's going on." He helped me open the hood. He's like, "Yeah, it's your serpentine belt." I couldn't move my steering wheel. Um, my dad, we got everything because we didn't at the time we didn't have money to actually take it to a shop. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do it ourselves. My papa taught me everything. Let's try and get down and dirty with this, see if we can figure it out. Well, I still laugh to this day about how this happened. We were working on putting it in, and with the gears, they're really close together, and you can't honestly get a serpentine belt in there without having to put a little pressure and a little force to separate the gears apart. Well, my dad, not meaning to, the crowbar that he was using slipped out of his hands and like whacked me in the back of the head. And he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so, so sorry." I was like, "Dad, it's okay. It's okay. It hurts, but it's okay. Let's just get this done, okay?" That was my first truck. I loved that. I loved it. It was a black and chrome 4.7 liter. I knew 100% everything. It was the little truck that I used to go drag racing with, and everybody
Oh,
hated me
really?
because I would beat their new. Oh, I would take it was a 2004 uh Dodge a single cab short bed. And I had 16-inch chrome rims. Everything was black and chrome. It was just such a nice little truck. I got it for about 6,500, which I mean that's not bad for a truck for a young girl. Because previously, before that, I got into a car accident, and I was so freaked out about everything that I didn't want to have a little car anymore. I wanted to have a bigger vehicle, something I could actually sit up because what happened in the accident, this truck, his trailer pushed him right through the stop sign, and his front tires and the trailer went right over my hood.
That's
And I
awesome.
got
Oh
so
God.
freaked out. Oh, it was so scary. So I was like, "Dad,
Oh,
can we just look for a truck?" Oh, it was at the time my dad was like a Dodge person. Now he's all into Ford. Well, he's actually got another Dodge now, which is a nice Dodge. I will tell you, it's the nicest truck he's ever had.
All right.
But
So for Boobs, here's the question. Okay, Boobs, this is the question. He wanted to know who her favorite person to play with was, and Fire's answer
Miss
was
Boo,
it's Boobs. Like
yeah,
you two are
Fire got that
kindred spirits.
100%.
You
I
guys are
love her.
kindred spirits. You're so much alike.
It's just when I asked if I could play with them one night, she was like, "Oh, heck yeah, come play. I'm totally down to play." And then when she said she had a Call of Duty, I was like, "Oh, you're definitely gonna love me. Like, you're gonna love this side that you guys have never met yet. We're gonna go crazy. We're gonna have the best time ever." She was the one that actually helped out with the anxiety of streaming a lot because she was always the her and Fire and Amish, they were always the first people to come in the stream, be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" Like, "Hey guys, I love you guys so much. Honestly, you guys are just the people I have connected with over just talking to you without you guys having to see my face." And it's just 100% amazing. Like, I've never made such a connection so fast.
See, now that's one thing to be said for not using a camera, is that when you have a connection with somebody through gaming and you're not using your camera at all, it's because they really connect with you. It has nothing to do with your appearance.
Exactly.
It has everything to do with your personality.
That's what I've always that's what I've always told myself. I always told when I started actually streaming on Assassin's Creed, I was like, well, if people want to come in here and sit and chill, that's fine. But if they talk, then they're actually trying to they're trying you're not irrelevant. Shut up, King. Don't make
Thank
me
you.
do the hair flip on you.
Thank you, dude.
But for real, if you can come in and actually try and talk to me and get to know me a little bit better, I'm a crazy person. I've always been a crazy person since I was younger. I would get into fights, all because people were being bullied. I hate bullies 100%. That's why when I say, like, if somebody's already trying to get at me in the comments, I know y'all got me 100%. Good vibes. Yes. Okay. That emote Fire made, and I 100% am amazed that he made that. Like, I love all the emotes that he's made for me. I
Yes.
cannot wait for more of them to get approved, and they're still in the works. It's been like almost a month for some
Yeah.
reason.
So, with that being said, I just want to make a little sidebar here, a little side note for everybody. We are currently running a GoFundMe for Fire Exit Gaming. Thickness put it together, just like he had for me and for Alley Cat. There is a GoFundMe link. I think it should be coming through on Streamlabs at some point. But if you guys feel so inclined to donate to that GoFundMe to help get Fire into a new PC, he had to sell his at one point, and he does so much for our community between emotes and videos and banners and logos and everything else. And he's always there for us. He's always donating his time, his money, and everything else. I think this guy really deserves it. So if between now and
Exactly.
whenever you guys find it in your pretty little hearts to make a small donation, any amount is fine. You could donate $1. Anything is helpful. We really we want to give back to this guy because he's such an integral part of our community. So now that I got that in there, thank y'all.
No,
Appreciate it.
I'm glad you said that because I was gonna say something about that.
Yes,
Aw, we made him
we're on the same
tear
page.
up. Fire, we love you.
A werewolf says, "I wish I could be in more of your streams, but I work a lot." And a werewolf, that's
Look,
something we all understand too. That's one thing our
exactly.
community is good
I
with.
understand it 100%. If you guys, the times that you pop in, I love it when you guys pop in. I understand everybody's work schedules. Like, that's why I'm trying to work around because my man sleeps during the day. It's so hard for me to stream during the day when I actually put the times out. I was trying to be quiet, but I apparently get loud and I wake him up because I stream in the bedroom. I'm gonna have to switch over to streaming in the probably changing out my whole setup and putting it in the spare bedroom that we've got, which will actually be a lot better. It's just full of junk that I gotta go through.
Speaking of that Streamlabs message, guys, it's right there for our good buddy Fire Exit. So, like I was
Yes.
saying before, if you feel so inclined, click that link, donate $1, $2, whatever it happens to be.
When
And
I can,
thank y'all in
I'm
advance.
whatever's left out of grocery and laundry money, that's going to fire. So, just a heads up, fire.
That's awesome.
And I gotta get
Well,
my Twitch Prime set up again. I don't know what's going on.
oh really? It
Yeah,
disconnected
for
your
some
Amazon?
reason yeah. Well, I'm actually using my mother's Amazon because I don't have Twitch Prime. She said I could use hers for when I actually connected it to my Twitch at one point, and now it don't want to show that I've got it.
Yeah. All right, so guys, does anybody have any more streaming questions, gaming related questions for our good friend Vibes? Because if we're winding down on that portion of it, I really can't wait to get into the paranormal, and I know she can't either. Preston, what's going on over there on TikTok? How you doing, man? We are live over on Twitch as well. If you want to hear the other half of the conversation, you can hear my good friend 13Vibes over on Twitch.
Oh, and speaking of when somebody asked, when I was asked about the number 13, here is an idea of the reason why I'm obsessed with the number 13. I've even got it tattooed on my wrist right here. I believe it is a protection symbol as well. That is why I said I get more into that when we get to the paranormal part.
Perfect. I've got the Roman numeral 14 tattooed on me, but that's only because it was my
Yes.
baseball number. So I
Oh
have
my
it at the
gosh, I
top of
love
my
that.
back like it's from a jersey.
See, 13, that was my my softball number when I played softball.
A werewolf wants to know, have you
Or
played any horror games?
I have. I love horror games. I've played when they actually came out with their first horror game. I can't remember when that was. It was right when the PS2 came out, I believe. They came out with a strangely, it wasn't like satisfying in a way, but it was strangely creepy and I just loved it. Horror is just one of my number one things that I've always been obsessed with. Well, after the fact that I got the crap scared out of me by my older sister and her friends, they tortured the crap out of us with clowns. And it was
With
right after
clowns.
I'd first seen it. Oh, it was right after me and my little sister, and it was after a softball game. We were staying the night at one of our friends' house, and they wanted to watch it. So I was like, okay, fine, we'll watch it. But you know how kids are. We get this psychomatic instance in our head that, oh, we're gonna die somehow, and it's just a movie. But that's how kids are. You can't really do anything about the brains. We just have just the imagination that just takes it out of us and puts us somewhere else. Um, Yeah, that was crazy. They actually had flipped the breaker of the house of every like turned everything off, chased us around with
Oh,
clown
Jesus.
masks. One of them, I think it was my sister, honestly. Even though it was a fake butcher knife, she still chased us around in the clown mask with a fake butcher knife and even pretended to kill one of the older kids. And it was
So
just it was so scary. It just traumatized the crap out of me.
I can imagine that had to be horrible. Oh my God.
My sister was so mean, but I
Was
love
she?
her. She was so mean for a while. Me and her are about 7 years apart. Um, she's my half sister, but she's one of the best sisters I've ever had.
So it's weird because I'm seeing some comments on my creator dashboard that I'm not seeing over here on StreamYard. I did see one from Amish Assassin. He had asked what made you start streaming. I think we went over that before, but you're welcome to touch on it real quick again if you'd like.
It was just an impulse, as I said, Amish. Something that I just loved doing previously when I streamed off of my phone on a dating app. That's how I met my fiance. It was just we had promised each other that we weren't gonna stream on it anymore because I mean on that app there's really really creepy people. Um,
There's a good one from King
my
here too.
biggest fear, oh, death by haunted doll. That's my biggest fear.
Death by haunted doll.
Yeah.
So are you leery of dolls? Like, do you not like random
I
dolls or what?
no, I don't like dolls at all. Um, I will interact with them because some of the spirits in there like are nice. Some of them are neutral, and then you have the evil spirits. The haunted doll part is just, oh, it just makes me. It gives. I'm like I've got chills just talking about it. Yes, death by haunted doll is one of my biggest fears.
That's
Yeah, like Annie,
that's
exactly,
unique.
King.
That's unique.
But
That's a
that's
unique
that's
fear.
like the only that's like the honestly the only biggest, well, heights. I have a height issue also. I can't fly unless I'm severely like comatose almost.
Hmm.
Like honestly,
So
if I'm not drugged up to the point where I'm super relaxed when I'm flying in the air, I cannot handle it. The anxiety gets to me. I'll have an anxiety attack along, like, I'll have an anxiety attack and a panic attack. When I first went and visited family overseas, it was just, I had the biggest anxiety attack and panic attack combined that I passed out. Like,
ooh,
they had
that's rough.
to, when we landed, I was taken immediately to the hospital because they didn't know what was going on with me.
So yeah, that's a little different than my biggest fear is being forgotten. As silly as that might sound. Like I kind of want to leave my mark on the world, so my fear is being forgotten. Like because that makes me feel like I was here for nothing at that point.
I feel you on that part. I would say I don't wanna be forgotten either, but there are things in this world that are unknown. I mean, if you feel like you're gonna be forgotten, things can turn around and rebirth. Rebirth is one of the things that people are always don't really talk about, and we'll get into that when the paranormal comes in because
Oh, we're starting
I
that
can tell
soon. Don't you
you
worry.
a yeah, I can tell
Mm.
you about that from personal experience. Like, it's when I mean personal experience, I mean from my side of everything when it comes to rebirth. It's kind of scary because you wouldn't really understand that because part of one of my last lives, and I know people are probably like, "What are you talking about? There's no rebirth. Rebirth is real, guys. Honestly, it is. My one of my past
Rebirth,
lives, my yeah.
rebirth. You mean like reincarnation? Yeah.
Mhm. Exactly.
So you can tell us about one of your past lives right after you answer this question from Jack Ryan. So you answer that, then you get right into that, and we're gonna go right into the paranormal stuff.
Yes, Jack. No matter where I go, it don't matter if it's a casino or to the store. Like when I used to actually go to when I smoked cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes now, thankfully. When I used to smoke cigarettes or go to the casino with my mom when I lived out with them in Oklahoma, um, every time, if I didn't already have my ID out or if I didn't already have anything that showed that I had already previously been to the casino, they would card me no matter what. They would always be like, "Oh, you're too young to come in here." I would always, "Here you go. Here's my card. I'm 20 over 20 now, you know. I'll be 27 in June." So it's just like I understand that I have a young face. I get that. But can't you tell by like the smile lines, the laugh lines, all of it that I'm
Listen,
older,
there's gonna come a day where you hope to get carded. You're gonna be like, "Oh yes, they carded me again. This is beautiful." You're gonna
right?
be grateful for that.
And then they don't.
Yeah, you're gonna be really sad the day they don't, because that's gonna be a
I
game
know,
changer
because
for
I'm gonna
you.
be like, "Oh no, I didn't get carded. I'm broken."
So, Jack Ryan, I've heard this one before. I have heard this that your birthmark is how you died in your last life. So for me, it's either
That
like
is
stomach cancer or I got stabbed in the gut. Maybe I got shot in the gut
that
in a
is
war or something.
a true fact right there. Your birthmark, I've got a few. honestly, and that's why I said when I will get into that a little bit later. Um, I've got one on my shoulder. I'm not gonna say where the other one's at because it's very embarrassing. And then I've got one that's like at the back of my head that my mom found when I was younger. Like somebody maybe had bashed me over the skull with something, which I know how that actually happened because I've had a deja vu since actually happened with that, and I've had um memories pop up here and there when I'm dreaming. I normally don't dream. So when I dream, it's either
Really?
like a premonition or oh yeah, no, dude, when I go to sleep, I'm out. I don't dream. If I dream when I'm having a nightmare, something's trying to get my attention or somebody's trying to like mess with me or it's something that actually happened in the past.
Fire says, "I guess I'm dying having sex.
Fire.
Let's go." Oh, always here to make us laugh. I love it.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's get back into that story you were starting to tell a little bit ago about your past life. I want to know what this past life was, and I want to know. I really want to know how you know, like for sure.
Okay. So how I know for sure is I actually did some research study on it and I didn't know about any of this to begin with, but when I was younger, um in high school, really I was trying to do some research on family members that was trying to do a family tree and it took me back to the Nordic Viking age is where my generation really started from on my grandfather's side. And it's so hard to talk about this one because everything's still it's some parts are fuzzy, some parts are like clear and I can exactly say everything what's going on. I know I had you at Nordic Age King. Um but
Fucking A right.
my past life, I was a shampoo bottle. No, you weren't. But I was and not everybody actually you can have multiple different genders in your past lives. You can be a male, you can be a female, but you're always going to have that one soul that resonates with your body that remembers everything. Yeah, it'll be here and there that it will tell you what actually happened in your past life. Sometimes you have to actually get into the study of what happened and sometimes you really have to do a lot of digging honestly to figure out what actually happened. But when I found out about it, I was really just trying to figure out my family line at the time and I m- my past life, she was a seer. And if you guys don't know what a seer is somebody that within n- uh the Nordic clans, when you talk about Vikings, they have I'm sorry. I'm trying to piece together how I'm gonna say this without saying it too intellectually. Um, seers are basically like witches. They're people that can create potions to actually help their family, their kin go into a different realm for people to actually see what's been going on. Like you've got Loki and Thor and Odin. You've got all of them that play a part in this too. You don't know what's actually going on. There's different religions, but you don't know what's actually real and what's not real. Like me, I really don't have I say I don't have a religion, but I believe that there's a greater power out there no matter what it is that's watching over us depending on how many spirits or greater powers that it is and it's crazy. But my past life being a seer, I would create like so many kinds of potions, so many kinds of rituals. I would help out with the clan, but when I died, I was stabbed through the heart. Like being a seer, you only get one seer in a clan. And if your clan is overtaken, it's either you live or you die, one or the other. And and having two different seers, you can't have two different seers. You can only have one. And me being the youngest of the clan, or well, the youngest seer, being taken from one area to another, I was ultimately the one that got hurt in the end. And when I did all the digging, it led back to that point that I was related to her. And that's how I found out, wow, that was not a dream that I was having. It was a memory.
That's very interesting. So, I've always had this thought about that feeling of deja vu, or like with the dreams and stuff. Like, I've always thought, are these feelings of deja vu kind of maybe similar moments that happened in a past life or in like an alternate timeline or dimension or something crazy like that? And the same with dreams. Like, I feel like I've had dreams where people have been in them, and I've never seen them before in my life. I'm like, how do I have this image in my head when I've never seen it before in my life?
Exactly. That's normally how it happens, is when you see this stuff, you're just like, have I met you before? And then when you actually see a familiar face to them, you get the sense of deja vu, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what? Are you real? Like it trips you out in a whole different way.
Yeah. All right. So everybody who's coming in just now, thank you, Bree, for the raid. I appreciate that. And Flinty Hawk, thank you for the follow. We are here with 13 Vibes, a member of the congregation. She is a big Call of Duty player, so make sure you get to know her. I know Bree loves Call of Duty. Um, and
Hi,
we
Bree.
we have already gone over all the streaming and gaming stuff. We've moved on to the paranormal. So if you have some of your own ghost
Ooh,
stories, please let us know. If you have
I
any
do.
questions regarding the paranormal and all that, ask away, because
Feel
Vibes,
free to ask.
if I remember correctly, you did say at one point that you feel like you're a medium, correct? Like you're able to communicate with the other side.
So yeah, I can actually communicate with the other side. Normally when it happens, I get pictures of like articles, clothing, or the color of their hair, how long it is, their height. It's just bits and pieces here and there. But normally when it comes through, I'll be having a conversation like we are now, and so yeah. See, like stuff's coming through now. Like sorry, go away, not right now. Okay. Um, I have to like mentally push it away sometimes. But no, when I get stuff that comes through like that, it's hard because when they're trying to speak to me, they're trying to give me an ideal image of somebody who's been lost, who's actually fighting realistic troubles right now, and they're trying to go ahead and give advice out to the people that they love. Um, is Derek haunting you? I wouldn't say I'm a medium. I call myself a spiritualist. I
So you're kind of in
I'm
tune, but they don't exactly like contact you so that you can talk to other people for them.
Yeah, exactly. Normally when it
Okay.
happens, it's at random times, and I'll be just talking randomly to a friend, or I'll be sitting there and I'll get the sense that something's trying to talk to me, or if something like let me give you an example. One of my friends, her name is Allie too. Um I was sitting down. I was in her live one day. I was sitting in the stream box. It's kind of like what I'm doing now with you, but it's a smaller version of yourself up right above her, and you guys will be talking back and forth. Well, I was talking to her, and we were talking about the paranormal, and I was like, okay, don't get me wrong. I love you. I just need to ask you a few questions real quick. We were talking, and I was explaining the detail of her grandmother and what her favorite article of clothing was. It was a white tank top with black stripes, and she had cargo shorts that she always loved wearing, and they were about a little above her knee to the middle of her knee. And I told her she's about my height. She had short brown hair, was explaining everything about her, and she stopped. Like, she stopped talking 100%. She got chills run through her body. She said, "What are you trying to tell me?" I said, "I think I can communicate to spirits. Am I like, am I getting all this right?" And she said, "Everything that you've said so far is 100% exact." And I said, "Well, your grandmother, Granny Grams, because she would call her Grams, said she's trying to talk to me. She's actually sitting right behind me right now. She's loving that I'm talking about her, because I've got a cold hand in the middle of my back right now. I can feel
Ooh.
her touching me." Um, But I told her, I said, "Have you ever felt like somebody's touching you in the middle of your back, like where I'm being touched right now?" And she said, "Yeah, how do you know that?" I said, "That's your Grams trying to tell you everything's okay. I'm right here and you don't have to worry about anything." And she started bawling. I said, "Please don't start crying, please." And then as soon as her grandma started talking to me again, I started relaying everything that she was trying to tell me to tell her, and I started crying because I didn't know, I really didn't understand anything until I moved out here about 3 years ago about, see, yes, an empath. That is exactly what I am. I can feel every emotion from 100%. You can feel everything, like, "Holy, you're excited about this, man. I can see it all in your aura. You've got the brightest blue aura ever. Like, you're 100% the exact person that everybody loves. Like, you know how to bring in the crowd. You know how to get everything hype 100%. You're an entertainer."
Ooh, thank you. I got that blue aura. I love it. Bright and shining, right? I'm going to read this one from Flinty Hawk. She says, "I'm an empath. I pick up on emotions from everything, even animals. My whole life I've had a talent where I can pick up on what everything is feeling, except chickens and ducks. They are scary. Very scary."
Chickens and ducks, I will agree with you on that one. My headset's about to die. That's not cool. Um,
Really?
yeah, I don't know what's going on. I thought I had it
Chickens are
on the
buttheads.
charger, but chickens and ducks, I don't think they really have an emotion to them,
Mm.
honestly. I don't know what's going on with that. I can't pick up emotions from ducks or chickens either, but I can definitely pick up emotions from other kinds of animals. I'm actually looking at my cats right now. They're going crazy in the kitchen. Um,
So Fire
yeah,
says,
twins.
he
Sorry, go
says, "I
ahead.
really never believed in the spiritual stuff at a young age, but sometimes I can feel my twin brother's emotions 2,000 miles away."
Twins have a supernatural connection that not a lot of people talk about. Um, when you said twin brother before Holy started talking about this, I was like, "Oh gosh, thank you, somebody brought this up." Um, Twins, with the supernatural connection that you guys have, you were actually split from, not a lot of people understand this. It's a genetic thing. Sometimes you'll have women will have 2 eggs, and then sometimes not. A lot of times when twins can feel a connection like that, it's because 'cause you've been split from one embryo and you've got this connection together. And it's just, you can feel like, even though my younger sister is younger than me, sometimes I can feel what's going on, how I can feel that, like, something's pissed her off, or if she's going through something, and I'll call her up even though we really don't have a strong relationship anymore. I'll call her up and be like, "Are you okay? Something happened? Like, what's going on? Like, you gotta tell me. I'm your older sister. I'm the one that's supposed to protect you instead of you protect me like you did when we were younger." Like, she's the tallest out of my whole family. She's even taller than my dad. She got that genetic from my dad's side, because my 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 papa Ken, because my dad's name is Kenneth and his name is Kenneth. Um, we call him Papa Ken. He's like 6'5". Well, now then in his older age, he like crouches over and he's like this now. But she got all that from him because my it all reverts to my uncle too, because my uncle was the youngest, and he is like 6'10", taller than
Holy
everybody.
shit.
And then my sisters, oh my gosh, I have to look up at him like this just to talk to him.
Dude, I'm almost six
I'm
three, and
short.
hearing stuff like that makes me feel short. I'm almost 6'3", and I should not feel short, but that shit does. That makes me feel short as hell.
Yeah, no,
Six
it
foot
does make you
10.
feel shorter than you are.
All right, so here real quick from Jack. Question for Holy. What's with the big fat party animal shirts lately? Well, Jack, I'm glad you asked. So the thing is, I saw this other shirt. If you saw the shirt the other night that I wore, that is a shirt that I wore to a wedding that we went to this last weekend. I am not a very formal person. So when I saw that Hawaiian shirt up at the local Wally World, I said, I got to get this. And I told the wife, this is what I'm wearing to the wedding. She said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. And I fucking wore it. So I've decided
Exactly.
that now that we're into the warmer weather, I'm older, I'm a big dude. This is what I need to wear. Okay. So now I'm going to be the Hawaiian shirt guy. So what I need you guys to do is help me find a Hawaiian shirt company to be my sponsor. I need more big dude shirts. Okay. We're going to wear them every stream, and they could sponsor me. I'll help them sell Hawaiian shirts. That's what it's gonna be. Okay, so you help me out with that. Just
That's gonna be
tag me and
that.
shit. Okay,
Yeah.
just go find all those Hawaiian shirt companies and be like, this is the dude you want. Let this guy be your model, your rep. Let's go. Do it for me, guys. Fire. He says the shirt says
Uh,
he's ready to party. All right, so now I have a
exactly.
very specific question for you. That now I'm gonna start getting into some of the specific questions I have. You
Okay.
got something?
Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna run and grab my charger for my headset. I've got like a 10-foot cord, so I'm gonna plug it in real quick.
Not a problem. Fuck yeah, let's go. Upside down pineapple shirts, fire. Absolutely. I would love an upside down pineapple shirt. You know what I might do too? I might go onto Amazon and start adding Hawaiian shirts to my wish list. And then, you guys could pick out all these awesome Hawaiian shirts from my wish list and I'll wear them for you. How about that? Like, excuse me. I'm just at that age now, it's time for the Hawaiian shirts to be busted out. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to accept this lifestyle. Upside down pineapples are for stingers. They're for stingers? Oh, swinger. So winger. Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Well, then put a right side pineapple shirt on. Yeah. Unless you talked to Wildish and you know something I don't know, then I mean, shit. Shit. But guys, get all your loaded paranormal questions ready. And listen, if any of you know or have any kind of ghost stories or paranormal witches. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Ooh, that is giving off some kind of crazy, crazy noise. Are you there? That was, oh, that was loud. Love these ghost stories. All right.
Can you hear
Oh,
me?
okay.
Okay, there we
I
go.
can hear you now. Yes, that was very loud. I'm gonna assume that's when you plugged it in.
I don't know what that was. That kind of like
That's
probably that
static.
scared me a little bit because it went in my ear. Is it
Okay,
staticky?
so
I'm sorry.
it's all good now. Flinty wants to share a story, so our faces are going to be covered so I don't lose the message. She said, I want to share a story that's kind of touching. So, my grandmother had cancer. My husband and I and my kids were in the process of moving to another state. Didn't want to leave, but needed to for the man's work. We left a week later. She passed away in the middle of the night. I woke up knowing she had left this world. And my son woke up as well, crying, saying, Grammy. In the next few minutes later, got a phone call from my mom saying she passed, and I told her I already know. So, is it paranormal? Or is it a family connection kind of thing? I mean, me myself personally, I think that's some kind of family connection thing. Like I feel like when you're really close to someone, and it could be spiritual, but when you're really close to someone, you just know. Like I've had feelings in the pit of my stomach where I just know. Like I was in the hospital room when my mother passed in 2015, and then again when my mother-in-law passed. and I was the only one awake when it happened both times. And without watching monitors, without listening, like split second before you heard the flatline, it's like I got this feeling. And it's on with my mother personally, not so much my mother-in-law, but when I was in the room with my mother, I saw I saw what I can only describe as the spirit leaving the body. Like that's the one story I can always tell that I have zero doubts about when it comes to the paranormal. Like I felt it, I looked up, like because I was looking at my phone, I felt it, I looked up, and I saw her soul leaving her body basically. So I think that's like a family connection, spiritual connection kind of thing. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with that. It is a family spiritual connection that you actually have with that person. I'll tell you when my grandfather. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go through the backstory with this. My grandfather was the one that I called Papa, the one that I told you was a father figure to me. He he was paraplegic. He was paralyzed from about a little above his belly button down. He didn't have he lost both of his legs to motorcycle accidents, but that didn't stop him. The first time that he lost his leg, he was hit by a cop, and they really tried to say that it was my grandfather's fault, but my grandfather's lawyer actually went through a whole crap. Like it took like 6 7 years for them to say that yeah, it was Scott's fault. They finally had gotten a hold of the dash cam footage of what actually happened, and it was the cop's fault. He it was a lot on my grandmother. And then when he had his last leg, he was like, I'm not going to stop riding motorcycles. It's something I love doing. It's something that I've always loved doing. And next, another motorcycle accident happened. He actually got hit by a semi, and the semi really wasn't going that fast. I wouldn't say that fast, but I mean a big truck like that going 30 miles an hour, slamming into a motorcyclist or a biker or anybody like that, that could seriously damage somebody 100%. My grandfather, he had a concussion, he had broken ribs, he got thrown 40, 50 feet from where he was at, from where the accident happened. Like the bike was
Jeez.
crushed underneath the semi. It had been drugged about 10 feet. The semi truck got right up to him the time where he had landed, after being thrown and skid across the freaking road. My mom said that the semi wouldn't have stopped when he hit my grandfather, it could have killed him. I wouldn't have been able to meet him. um so for years he was like that. I only knew him as the paraplegic grandfather, the silly Santa. That's always what I called him, because he would have a beard longer than yours. Holy, his beard was so long. He would paint it white for us kids. Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was so long. Um, I have pictures of him with with him being my Santa. Um, but the day that my parents told me my grandfather passed away, he had been missing for, sorry, I'm gonna cry. Not gonna try to
That's
cry,
okay.
but this is a very touching story to me. Um, my grandfather went missing for about 5 days before that, so there was a silver alert out on him. He didn't have any of his medication. He was diabetic. We really didn't know what was going on. I still feel like there was some kind of foul play that happened because of the way that his biker jacket was returned to us. We didn't get a chance to see his body because it was written in his will that he didn't want anybody to see his body before he was cremated, which I can understand because he wouldn't want anybody to see him that way either.
Yeah.
um, so about 5 days later, they had found him. He was face down in his van, and it was pretty crazy. But before my dad had even told me what was going on, I saw him standing like he had two legs behind my parents. And before anything even happened, I broke down in tears. I'm still thinking about it to this day. It's been He died in 2013, so it'll be 10 years next year. And he died 2013. There's 13 on April 13th.
No shit. But yeah, that's
So
not something that gets
there's
easier
where
with
the
time.
13 comes into. Mhm.
Yeah, because my mom passed in
But
2015, and it still sticks with me.
yeah.
Like Mother's Day was
It,
definitely hard, so it's understandable.
oh yeah, that's when his birthday
So
comes around every year. It feels like it gets more weighted.
yeah. So with Jack, now I don't think Jack dropped his story in chat. I remember it a little bit, so correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. Okay. Oh man, Goody Games, thank you so much for the bits, man. I really appreciate that.
Oh, beauties.
So he's experiencing uh Jack, if I remember correctly, you're being scratched or something, right? Like you've got something in your house that's touching you, scratching you, something like that. So his question to you is, why is he being targeted but no one else?
Okay, so when Holy says you're being scratched, I need to know, is it like a scratch here and there, or is it 3 scratches, like 3 like this in a row? Because if it's 3 in a row, something has definitely attached itself to you. But if it's multiple different scratches here and there, they're just trying to suck up your energy. They're trying to make you weaker so that way they can attach and they can try and possess.
Oh,
Like,
that's
okay,
that's
so
interesting.
do you know how long okay, how long has that been happening? I'm going to go ahead and ask that question. Because no one scratches my boo. Where
So
he
he
at? I
wrote,
fucking love you, Fire.
oh, it is posted here above the other story.
Oh, is it? Okay, let's see.
Was it before the swinger shirt? Was that where it was? No, this is scarier. I'm not seeing it. Don't be shy. You can copy and paste if you want to. Because for some reason I'm not seeing it. 4 months. He said it's been happening for 4 months. Oh, after Fire's twin talk. Okay.
It was before Flinties.
On the phone I can't. Oh, got you.
Yeah, if it was before Flinties, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
Some of the comments aren't popping up down
With
here on this page, so I'm
with
having
it
trouble.
not getting at anybody else. No, that's fine. That's fine. Um, Scratch marks. It means something has definitely left its mark on you. Uh, yeah, and I'm not seeing it either. Sorry. That's why I'm was trying to. Normally, when it won't attack, I call it attack, but when it won't harm another person, normally for when it comes to children, they are very young and they're innocent. They won't actually do anything to the child unless they feel like unless like something already bad has already happened to that child. Children have innocence. Spirits won't really mess with them. They'll communicate here and there. They'll try to communicate here and there because children can actually see, have the imagination, they have the intuition that gets to them, and it's something that, what am I trying to say? It's something that just it breaks apart. There's so much to get there. Yeah, there's so much down to it that like I can break out. It's
Do you think it
normally
has
okay.
something to
So I'm gonna
do?
ask this question to you. Go ahead.
Do you think that it has something to do with it can only attach to one person?
That is a myth. Spirits can actually
Is
attach
it?
themselves to multiple different people. Yeah,
Oh, damn.
multiple different spirits can attach themselves to multiple different people. Um, I myself, I've had multiple different spirits. I've had demons attached to me. I've had neutral spirits attached to me. I've had even Indian spirits attached to me, but that's because in my family line on my grandmother's side, she is part Indian, and it comes back to the point of, you guys remember the Alamo, Running Wolf?
Oh, I don't know that. I don't remember the story, but I know about the Alamo.
Um,
I got to brush up on my history.
the main, it's okay. The main Indian chief. Okay. Okay, there we go.
All right, so I'll read it out loud for the people that are on Spotify and listening after the live. In the last house we lived in. My son used to wake up and stare and scream at something under the bed. One night, my partner shouted and kept mumbling, "I can see them, I can see them," then went back to sleep. I woke up the next morning with a giant scratch down my neck and it burned. And I asked my partner what she saw, and she said she saw a boy at the end of our bed staring at her.
Okay,
Sheesh.
so I'm going to go ahead and say demons will portray themselves more as children. And I know people, you guys are like, oh crap, what? Seriously? So demons, when I say demons, I mean like the evil spirits, the ones that can actually, they can transition themselves from being a big, tall, ugly creature that looks like it's going to kill you to being this small little creature that you think, oh, it's not going to hurt me. It's docile. No, you can't really trust spirits. That's why you have to, when I go do paranormal, okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this. Can't, sorry, you've got that.
Yes, Lavellin, we are sharing ghost stories. If
I
you've
need
got
to
a
take
few,
this off
drop them on into chat.
so I
So,
can show you.
13 Vibes is very much into the paranormal, and that is the topic of the night. So here, yeah, let me take this off the screen so you can show what you got.
Okay, cool.
So it's good I moved.
So
Yeah, probably.
this piece, so this, it may look like a witch symbol. It is actually the tri symbol. It's a spiritual protection symbol that I wear constantly when I go out to like any kind of paranormal places that I know I'm gonna be at. When I say protection symbol, I mean like it protects me from having spirits attached to me, having spirits like try to actually get into my head. But Jack, when you say something about being scratched, it burnt. When it was just one, if it was just one scratch, you were marked. Well, you weren't technically marked, but you were still marked. That spirit knew your energy and it wanted your energy. But when your partner had that happening to her, it was trying to me it sounds like it was trying to actually get her and possess her in a way, but it was attacking you instead. You are the protector. That is the reason why you were having things happen to you. You are the one that it's going to try and make the weakest, the first, like right off the bat, the first one. And because normally the strongest people are always the ones that it's going to try and go for first. It's crazy. Even though I'm not the strongest person, I always
all you. Sorry, continue.
I'm not the strongest person in the relationship that I have right now. I'm very open. When I am asleep, I close off everything spiritual to me, so nothing can escape, nothing can get to me while I'm sleeping. But when I'm awake, everything's open. When I mean open, it's I can feel everything. I can tell when something's right there. I can see things. It's crazy. But it's just, I don't think it's going, whatever is there now, if it's only doing that to you, if you guys did just like move into this place, it has something to do with the structural foundation of the house. Normally spirits will attach themselves to the structural foundation of the house instead of actually possessing the person or the people that's there. Normally they're trying to tell you, I'm here. I want this from you. What you need, what I do, and what would be beneficial for you is when you're alone, nobody's there, you need to directly tell that spirit, like, look, I know you're here. I do not appreciate these scratches 100%. You are not allowed to touch me. You are not allowed to touch my partner. You are not allowed to touch my wife or my son, like any of that 100%. You do any of that, I will take the necessary precaution needs that I will to get you out of this situation because you're no longer welcome. If you don't want it anywhere near you at all, you need to either priest can help out. You can have somebody that mediums can help out. Cleansing. When I say cleansing, sage. You
I
can
was just
actually
gonna
take
ask that.
sage. Mm-hmm. Sage. You take sage around the house, but when you do that, what you need to do, one door. Leave one door open. You take the sage, go from the top to the bottom, but before you go to that door, you need to make sure you go up and down around the house and then to that door and say, and basically do your sage and be like, all right, you leave, do not come back. If you come back, it will get worse for you, because that's when you can actually be like, I'm gonna go get a priest, or I'm gonna go get somebody that can actually cleanse my house better than I did. But sage is one part that actually helps you cleanse without a priest.
Good. I was gonna ask that question. I was gonna ask if there's any validity to that because it's something that my wife Wildish does from time to time. Goes around the house with sage.
Hmm.
She's very much into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
witches
so
witches use it a lot. And when I
yeah,
mean witches, I say that because I technically am practicing a practicing witch, but I'm a neutral witch.
right. And I was gonna say most witches are just like the spiritual type, in tune with nature
Hmm.
and all that kind of thing. And I think that's kind of where my wife is finding herself. And maybe before the end of the stream, I'm gonna ask you a very important question that I like to ask people who are into this sort of thing. So we'll get to that at the end. But I do want to get to a lot more of these comments and questions because it looks like people
Yes, me
are
too.
really getting into it now too. So Toasted Beaver wants to know when and how do you feel the effects of having a past life?
So you really, not a lot of people have effects of knowing about their past lives or feeling the effects. I, for one, since I'm spiritually in tuned with it, I can try and put myself out there and, oh, what is it? It's called so you guys know, has anybody ever had an out of body experience? Like, you physically, if something traumatizing or something bad has happened to you and you feel like you were exactly watching over your body, watching what is happening to you, or you're asleep and you can see yourself, you're just looking and watching everything around you. Because I'm trying to think of the way what it's supposed to be, because I can do that. I can sit here, I'll close my eyes and I'll meditate for a moment, but I can actually take my spirit out of my body and send it like 12 hours away in Oklahoma, where my parents are at. I'm in South Carolina and my parents are all the way in Oklahoma. Right now, my mom's cooking dinner. Like, I can see exactly what she's doing. She's cooking dinner. She's actually giving my dad a plate of food right now, because my dad just got out of the hospital this morning. So he's actually about to dig down on some good food that my mom made him. um,
Nice.
but stuff like that, I can take myself to try to experience that past life. Normally, I'll sit down and I'll meditate and I'll get bits and pieces of I call them memory fragments, because really they are just memory fragments. They're fragmented pieces of what actually happened in those past lives. Like, I'll admit, I you guys remember what is it? Um, King Arthur, his mage.
Merlin.
Yeah, I couldn't remember his name for a second. Merlin had an apprentice, and I was his apprentice during that time.
That's neat. So
And
I have trouble with meditating myself. I'm very bad at it.
so meditating is not meditating is supposed to just help calm the mind, calm the soul. It's something to actually help you get out of a tense environment. And when I meditate, I will just sit with my legs crossed, and I'll just sit there, and I'll do something like this, or I'll put my hands together to where I can feel my energy. And if it's like hot, I will rotate my spiritual energy around my body to make it to where it's cool, because right now it's pretty neutral. I don't really feel anything going on. So it's it's weird
That's super
when it
interesting to me
no.
because I wouldn't know how to assess something like that. So it's interesting to
Oh,
hear you talk about it the way you talk about it.
that when I actually first learned how to do any of that, I actually have a friend who is a medium, and he was showing me everything to do with energy, how I needed to rotate my energy, how I can actually take my energy. If a demon's trying to come, or if anything evil is trying to come at me, I can take my energy, pull their energy at me, and force it back at them with a force to where they don't want to mess with me.
That's useful.
It is. It 100% is.
All right. So from Flinty Hawk, I've seen a lot of people leave this world in my life. In their last few moments, they all seem to start holding conversations to family members that have passed. They'll face a chair or corner of the room and talk to what we see as no one there. Do you think that's just the mind playing tricks on you to calm you down in your last moments? Or do you think family do come visit us in our last moments?
I believe family does come and visit in our last moments, because it's just something natural. When we pass on, those people that we loved and we remembered and we were there, right there, actually helping them in their time of need, taking care of them when they were sick and everything. It's relieving because we know that they've gone off to a better place. They're not in pain anymore. The love that we provided with them, the care, the necessities, everything, they bring it back to us. They help us. They relieve our doubts and our what is it? Our I can't even think. They honestly, I it just they bring everything to us. They help us forget that it's you're not going to be alone. They're there with you. They love you. It's all going to be okay. Yeah, you're leaving people in the past, but you're coming back to a family that you lost, or you're leaving people in the future, but you're also coming back to people you lost in the past. They're there. They're going to be helping you. They're going to be helping you through this traumatic time. They're even going to get you to the point where you can actually feel like yourself again. It's I believe that it's 100% true.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I'm with you on that one for sure. All right, we got a story from Goody, and I have a question relating to this. He says, "When I was 3, I used to climb up a bookcase in the middle of the night and talk to my great grandma who had died right before I was born. My parents heard me climbing one day, and they walked in. Her picture was right next to the bookcase on the wall. I pointed at it and said, 'I know her. She said she loves me.' So, to go with that story, do you think that young children more more in tune with the spiritual because of the idea of reincarnation, like because they're so close to that past life that they still have some kind of connection to the spiritual?"
Exactly. Children, like I mentioned earlier with Jack's story, they're more innocent, but they can also perceive more than us adults can. They can see what's going around us. When they're younger, they see shadows. Like they can't really see anything until they get older. Like what is it? They can't really understand what's going on or actually see their parents' face till what, about 3-6 months, something like that, right? They're just only seeing like
I forgot it was muted. Forgive me. But yeah, it's like for the first couple months of their life, they kind of only see the shapes, and it's kind of like blurred to
yeah.
them.
So what they're seeing is it's basically the same, that they're going back and forth. They're seeing, but they're seeing everything that we can't see. They can actually, when they're younger, they can see the spirits that have been around, or the spirits that has always been around, that we've loved, or that's there and just dormant, basically. Children are more susceptible because of the innocence, because of not having anything done to them, because of just being free, basically. They're free souls up until they get older and they have lost their innocence.
Yeah, that's something I was always told, and I always believed is that kids are way more susceptible to that, way
Mhm.
more open to it because they have no reason to not be. All right, from the Llewellyns. So when I was a kid, there was a shadow man in my house. I would see him everywhere, but my parents always brushed it off. We moved out of state and I stopped seeing him. But when we moved into the house we were renting, I started being afraid to go to sleep. I would have horrible nightmares and then I would wake up and see a man looking in through my window. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
no, I get
definitely a little chilling.
when you said Shadow Man, I got an immediate chill, and I don't like saying that name or anybody saying that name because one of the spirits that I had attached to me was that person's name. And when I say, I'm not going to say his name, because when you say the spirit's name or the referred name that they go by, they'll be around. They're curious on what you're doing. They I'll describe what he looks like, but when I when I describe what he looks like, do not ever, I don't know. I wouldn't, no, you know what? I'm not, no, he did not look like Voldemort. I'm just going to describe what his face looked like. He had a top hat, and it was like the bowler hats, the round ones at the top. He
Yeah, I
had
know
half
exactly
of
what you're
his
talking about.
face was black and the other half was a skull. Like, that's all you
Ooh,
could see of him. You couldn't really see anything. He was menacing. He is menacing.
I can't
He's
imagine
a
seeing like something like that in the middle of the dark. Oh,
he's a neutral, I guess I would say he's neutral chaotic, because neutral chaotic spirits do that. They'll attach themselves to you. See, I'm getting kind of a headache from saying his name earlier. Um, okay, it's gone. Um, but when I say neutral chaotic, I mean spirits that are neutral chaotic. They're more along the lines of, I'm here. I'm going to antagonize you by not touching you, but I'm going to antagonize you and I'm going to haunt you basically until you get rid of me, or until something gets rid of me. But with that one spirit, it was crazy,
Eesh.
really crazy.
So we got part two now from Llewellyn's. We eventually moved out of that house, and I didn't have any issues for a while. But now I'm living with my fiance, and his great uncle is here, always messing with stuff. My friend ended her life back in 2017. I'm so sorry to hear that. And she's around a lot. I also worked at a nursing home that was crawling with spirits. I do nursing homes and
Mhm.
hospitals, the energy in there. There's a reason people hate going to the hospital. There's a reason, and I think
Exactly.
it's a spiritual thing. A boy in blue lived in one of my ovens. Oh, and it never worked. There was a woman with long black hair in a white nightgown and an Amish looking man. The residents would see the boy in blue the day before they died. Holy shit. That's pretty wild.
That is really wild. I really appreciate you guys sharing your stories with me. For real. 100%. Like this is amazing. This is what I live for. This is what I love doing. Um
Vibes, maybe you should try, especially when especially when you start using OBS. You know what? You don't even have to use OBS. You can use this platform that we're using here. You have your laptop. You could do one show a week just through here on StreamYard where you do an entire paranormal episode. Just
that
chat
would be
paranormal
cool.
shit. So,
Speaking of
see,
paranormal, if you guys want to see my equipment, I do have it here with me if you guys would like to check out what I have. I don't have a lot, but we really don't use a lot.
thank you for all that, Toasted Beaver. I really appreciate you. And yes, we would love to see the equipment. Now, I don't know how many people who have watched the show Ghost Hunters or anything of the sort, because there's a ton of them out there now. But I'm sure a lot of people are interested in the kind of stuff that you have where you find shit with.
So, when I referred
How
back
much?
to my necklace here, I had my house smudged. Yeah, see, smudging. Smudging is a good idea because smudging, like I said with the sage, that's what it is. It's smudging. It will take out spirits and it will cleanse the place. Holy water will do the same, but it's not as effective as a lot of people think. Holy water only antagonizes, it makes spirits upset a lot more than you think it does.
Huh, that's interesting. Uh, so Nubstrong's got some for us too. When I was about 11, my mom, myself, and her friend were involved in an accident. Brakes gave out going downhill. We went off a 20-foot embankment at about 80 miles an hour. I was in the middle, no seatbelt, sustained no injuries. My mother almost died. I remember screaming and screaming for help. We were right next to a fire station. No one stopped, no one saw us or heard me. I was so scared I couldn't leave my mother's side. I specifically remember an older man finally seeing us and stopping. Here's the next part. When we finally got to the hospital, he came to my mom's room, but wait, did I miss another one? Oh, there it is. It just skipped all the way down for me. Okay, so back up just a little bit. He stood at the top of the embankment. He was tall, dark blue jeans, a tall ball cap, and a green plaid shirt. He came to me, checked my mother, and said he was going to get help. Next thing I know, the firefighters were there. Took four of them to contain me, and the older man, when we finally got to the hospital, he came to my mom's room. But here's where it gets weird. None of the nurses or firefighters ever saw him. So my mother almost died and was in and out of consciousness, and she remembers him. And I even remember the paint chips in his truck. So you had
He,
some sort of a guardian angel.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. He was a protecting spirit. He was one, it to me, okay, it sounds like maybe he was a family member related really close to your mother because or anybody around your mother, he was a protecting spirit. He was the one that was there. He was technically telling you, I'm here, stay calm, it's going to be okay. They're on their way, basically. Like you everything will be fine. Nobody's going to die. No, everybody's going to live through this. It's a lot of spirits do that. You got your spirits that will warn you. I'll even give you a story. So, when I say warning spirits, when I was younger, yeah, I have messed with Ouija boards. When I tell you guys this, do not ever mess with Ouija boards. They are portals to the unknown. They can bring in spirits from good, neutral to evil. And you do not ever want to do that.
That
The
was going to be a
second
question I had
time,
for you too.
yeah,
Legitimacy of the
um the second time I ever messed with a Ouija board, I was staying the night with a friend and we were really good friends at the time. Um that is true. Fire, he probably did die along that road, and he was depending on if but if he died along that road, he probably died in the similar area around that area, but it really hurts.
The last thing out of my
And
mother's mouth for 14 hours, right before we hit it, was, "Please don't let my child get hurt."
and that's why I say he was a protecting spirit. If if you were unscathed, like you had said previously, if nothing happened, he was there protecting you, and that's the reason why you saw him at the top. He was there looking down on you, saying, "It's gonna be all right. I'm here. People are coming. It will be all right." And that's what I love about some spirits. Some spirits you don't know them. Some spirits you get in and you get out. It's something happens to where you're just like, "Oh wow, did that really happen?" Like, I'm okay. My mother, she technically, what she did was she called upon a protective spirit, and it protected you without even knowing it was going to protect you. But what I was saying, back to the Ouija board part, I was staying the night with a few good friends, and we're not friends anymore now, sadly. But they wanted to take a Ouija board out, and well, about 2-3 miles down from where she lived was an Indian burial ground. Like, it was sacred to the Indian tribes around the area. They would take their people there and lay them to rest. Yeah, I see your face.
I'm
uh,
getting Pet Cemetery
they wanted
vibes
to
for some
go.
reason.
Yeah, they wanted to go to the Indian burial ground to see if, by any chance, they could contact a spirit there. Well, we did. They did. I didn't touch the board, okay? I told them 100%. I was like, "Look, I'm not going to touch this board. I'll go with you." I said, "But if anything happens, I'm out. Like, I'm out. I can't, I won't be able to do this 100%." Um they started playing with the Ouija board, and when they started playing with the Ouija board, I got this strange sense that like the strange sensation that something was watching us, and I was right. The first Indian chief that they ever laid down in that burial ground was standing about 50 feet from us, where he had been laid to rest, because I went back the next day after doing some research to make sure I was looking into this right. He was standing 100% tall, headdress, warrior outfit. He had his staff in hand, staring at us. And the only thing that I could understand from his language was, "You need to leave now or things are going to get bad." And before the demon hound, and yes, there was a demon hound, before that was ever brought out of the board, because that was something that I could hear already. Like, I could already hear the growling and the intenseness from the board. I was already moving back. I was already moving to the car. I was done after seeing the Indian chief. I was 100% scared out of my mind. Did not want nothing to do with it. I was already in a full. It was maybe a half sprint, half walk. So I was like, I was moving pretty fast. I was like, "Oh, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. I don't want to deal with this." And then all of a sudden, I hear my friend shriek. Like, both of them started screaming, like bloody murder. It,
No, see,
it was so
yeah.
bad. When I had turned around, all I saw was teeth bared at us. It wouldn't come anywhere past the graveyard line where the fence was at, but it was literally growling at us, dark red eyes, skin and bones, like bones were protruding from its body, blood looked like it was dripping from its mouth. 100% nothing that I've ever wanted to see in my life. But I saw that for the first time from a Ouija board, and let me tell you, somehow they had managed to get the Ouija board. We even took the Ouija board home and set that thing on fire. The next morning, it was
Not a
completely
bad
fine.
move.
No, yeah, they were like, "I'm gonna set this on fire." I said, "You do what you want. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it." They had set it on fire. When we went back the next morning, it was completely 100% fine. The only thing that we were not able to find out of because I went back to the graveyard the day after, the planchette was gone, because I swear we had brought it with us. Like, we had taken it back to the house. Everything was thrown in the fire, because I remember them putting the planchette in the fire. That planchette was back at the Indian burial ground the next day when I went.
E- e. So, two things from me. One, I'm with you 110%. Ouija boards are real. Don't fuck with them. I had an experience when I was in seventh or eighth grade. I can't remember exactly which, but we had a Halloween party at a friend's house, and we had tiki torches set up in a circle, and we sat down to do the whole Ouija board shit. And we're like, oh, if there's spirits present, please let us know. And the tiki torches, the flames grew taller. Like it wasn't like, boo, like they shot up or anything, but
Yeah.
like they went from this to like fucking this. And I'll never forget it. Like we were using it and it was moving, and I thought people were fucking with us. And I, being the asshole I am, I got my head like down close to the ground, and I looked, and no one's touching it, and there that bitch is moving. So I believe in that shit. I believe in that 110%. And
Um,
two, I think that there's a lot more that goes on in this world. There's a lot more in this world than we are open to perceiving. And I think that if we allow ourselves to perceive these things, we'll really see how much bigger our world and our universe really is. Like
exactly.
I just think most people aren't open to it.
I
Just kind
agree.
of
I
tune
agree
it out.
with you on that 100%. And you got your skeptics that are just like, "Oh, that stuff don't I don't believe in that stuff. That's all bullshit, blah blah blah, everything under the sun." And you're just over here like, "I've experienced it." You have
Like
to skeptics physically have to experience that to be able to feel like they believe. Sometimes
I
it takes
think
2 or 3 times.
I think that most people they deny their body cues. Like
Yeah.
they'll explain it away as something else. Like you're sitting at home by yourself, and all of a sudden you get that goosebump feeling, like the hairs on the back of your neck are standing up. You get the chills, and you're just like, oh, it must be drafty. Like to me, no, there's something there with you. There is literally something there with you. I like
Mhm.
I personally I don't know how to explain the spiritual thing and ghosts and all that. Like sometimes I feel like it's like an afterlife thing. Other times I feel like it's it's timelines intersecting. Like you'll be somewhere and all of a sudden you'll get this sensation or this feeling of walking by people, or there's people all around you, and it could be like, oh, what the hell, I don't know the exact term for it, but where it's like that era has left an imprint on whatever area you're in, whether it's your house or it's a train station or it's a building in a city, and it's kind of like replaying, and you're catching that replay. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
so I have different
Uh,
ideas about what ghosts and spirits really are, but I think sometimes it could be for just
so
about anything.
when you say, okay, so spirits normally they're lost in transition. They're trying to actually figure out what has happened to them, how they died, and normally a lot of spirits will try and reach out to figure out what has happened to them. That's why some mediums actually help the spirits pass on. I'm one of those people that like to help spirits pass on. When it comes to children spirits, I can't say no. I want to physically try to help them figure out what has happened to them and why they're still in this transitional state they can't pass on. I've helped multiple actually move on. There when I was younger, there was a child spirit that lived in my parents' house. When I moved out here, he was still there. He loved playing hide and seek with candy. He would take a piece of candy and like you would put it down, you would turn around, take you would have to literally count to about 50, and by the time you would turn back around, that piece of candy would be moved to a different room. Like I'm over here, or oh, I'm over here. He would move it back and forth. It was fun because we would just play hide and seek. He was a very calm little spirit. There was nothing wrong with him, and I feel bad for how he was murdered in that
Oof.
place, and it was something that I did not like. You could get the sense of how it happened because you could feel it, but a lot of spirits also they're stuck in this. repetitiveness of what happened the day that they died, but they have unfinished business, but they can't remember what unfinished business they had to be able to go back. Like what is it? The wars, anything that had to do with revolutionary soldiers, anything like that. Spirits like that are 100% attached to those grounds. You can hear spiritual cannons go off, you can see spirits, but it is a repetitive action that they do because they can't cross over. They don't have the necessary energy. They just can't remember what's happened, so they get into this repeat motion
Yeah,
and they
Gettysburg is
just
a
keep
big
going
one for
on
that.
forever and ever. Exactly. I was
Have
just
you ever
about to say
visited?
that. I have
Gettysburg is
never, but I've seen
famous for that.
so many videos about it.
Oh yeah, Gettysburg is huge for that. All right, so we have a few more in chat here. Toasted Beaver said, "I've had dreams I vaguely remember. Then it will pop up like deja vu, and I have been able to predict the next couple of minutes of the future. Not joking." And Toasted Beaver, I believe that 110% because I've had the same thing happen to me, where I dream about
It
something and then it
happens.
happens. It's
Yep,
fucking
it
weird.
really does. It resonates with your soul, and you're just like, oh my god, really dreamt of this. This is what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. And you can be like, tell somebody, oh, I just had a deja vu moment, and they'll just look at you, be like, what are you talking about? And you try to explain to them, and they're just like, yeah, okay. I get those all the time.
After your last
So
explanation,
I'm the
Jack says, "You're the
ferryman.
ferryman." All right.
I
Levellins
like
has a
that.
question.
I like that.
Levellins asks, "Can spirits make themselves look like something else? Because there was a little boy in blue at my last job. The residents would see him the day before they died." You kind of mentioned that about
um,
demons, right? Like demons they
yeah,
often appear as little kids.
demons often appear as children when they are actually trying to. Sorry,
It's okay.
I'm about to sneeze and I don't want to.
You're being
Um,
tickled by spirits. They're trying to
spirits,
mess you up.
yeah.
They don't want you
Speaking
telling their
about all,
secrets.
they're crazy. Demons actually will try to present themselves as younger kids. The Sally House is one example. If you guys have never seen Zach Baggins or anything like that, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, when you guys go to YouTube, look up the ghost hunting group Mind Seed, MindSeed, Mind Seed. They are 100%. What they do is legit freaky. I get chills just watching it. Like I love watching stuff like that. I would love to have my videos put out there. We do all stuff like here. See, this is the EMF detector. This reads electrical forces that I would turn it on, but for some reason it's not wanting to appear that it's on. For some reason, I don't know. That's weird. It was just working this morning. I literally tested everything out this morning before I went to bed. So this reads electrical forces and like something that you would do kind of like you could take it up to a socket and be like, oh, it's so high I can read the electricity coming from it. But when you take it out into places that there's no electricity, this helps you find the spirits that are there. Normally you want to keep it up within the green to the yellow, but if it goes higher than that, like right up here to the red, it's telling you I'm very powerful. I
Yeah,
can
it's like
take
reading the
everything that
energy.
you give. Everything that you've given me, everything that you have said. Normally what we say when we go out, you can take the energy from our devices, but you cannot touch us or take our energies. And you can use the energy in our devices to show us that you are here. And that's what we normally do.
Yeah, I've seen,
Um,
especially in the ghost hunter shows and shit, like their batteries drain really quick and shit like that apparently, right?
yeah. Yes, exactly. They more or less attack the batteries of the cameras because they do not want to be. Normally, a lot of spirits, demons, more or less, do not want to they do not want to be captured on video or in pictures or anything like that. This, do you guys know what this is?
I can't see that one now. What is that? Is that just a recording device?
Nope.
I don't have my
This
glasses on. I
is
apologize. I'm blind.
yes, fire, exactly. This is a spirit box.
Ooh, okay.
This is what we normally don't use this one anymore because we actually use our cell phones now, but this is what spirits use to communicate, the Estes method. So with the headphones that I've got on now, I can still hear out behind them, but if I get a soundproof headset and plug it up to this spirit box and cover my eyes, sensory deprivation, 100% just dive down and only be able to hear this, spirits will communicate a lot more with something like this to be able to give you physical, more like more direct answers than yes or no answers. When if you want yes or no answers, that's when you get something like these.
Oh, divination rods. I know what those are.
Dowsing rods. Yup.
Now, it's same thing. I was close.
So I can't use these. These are hard. But you got to be
Is it?
really still, and one will cross over the other. And I'm not doing that, by the way. I'm just sitting here. I can actually hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna try. Okay. Is there a spirit here with me right now? If you are, please cross the rods. And it's still going. It just like smacked my headset. But
Do you know what this is
normally,
that LaBellens is asking about? The necrophonic app?
yes, that is. I think that's what we use. I believe that
Run.
is what we use. We actually got a few of them. Run.
Run.
Normally, the spirit that's actually that I can tell you, the spirit that actually just answered yes is a spirit of my father-in-law who has passed on. Um, he was actually the one that was saying yes, so he is here. He follows my man around all the time. He's basically like his guardian angel.
It's pretty cool. So Fire wants to know, do you have a DOTS projector?
I do not. That is
What is
actually
that?
it's actually the DOTS predict blah 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 blah.
You sound like me now.
Right? The DO hold on a second. The answer to your question, Death, technically I wouldn't say I'm a medium. I call myself a spiritual um I call myself a spiritual magnet because I literally do. I attract all kinds of spirits, anywhere from good spirits to neutral spirits to evil spirits. And when I say that is I always get run right up on by demons, or they'll literally run right up on me and they'll growl, and I will be able to hear the biggest, deepest, ugliest growl behind me normally. And it scares me. I don't mean to get scared. It just I don't like messing with demons. I don't like to deal with them. It's just something that's just all out. You see that? Okay, yeah, see, I see stuff too. I can like I will physically, if somebody's trying to contact me, I will be able to 100%. I get pictures in my head, but normally when I see stuff, it's either a shadowy figure, because normally when I see a shadowy figure, I immediately think neutral to evil. And then when I see a physical apparition to where I can see um, the face of somebody, or I can actually see 100%, it's so crazy. It's I believe that those spirits are the good spirits, the ones that I actually can physically show themselves to be and get them out there. There, thank you. Yes, it the dots projector is something that you can use to it. I'm trying to think of the way it when a spirit passes by the dots, it's supposed to cover those dots, kind of like your shadow. Like if you were to walk in front of it,
Mhm.
your shadow would cover those dots behind you,
Okay.
but it would be on your body.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about now. See, I've never played Phasmo, so I don't know what it's called.
I want that game
So
so damn bad.
since you were talking about the demons and you don't like messing with evil spirits and it kind of frightens you, what is the one time you have been scared the most? Is there a moment where you were like legitimately scared you had to get out of whatever the situation was just for your own health, for your own safety?
Yeah, I will agree. I everybody, you can believe me if you want when I say this. You really don't have to. I've seen the devil. He's real, and I'm shaking as I'm saying this. Um, when everybody says he's like a, a goat kind of monster, human type style, yeah, yeah, he he has the legs of a goat. His body. Oh my gosh, I'm like you can hear it when I'm saying this. Um, his arms are human like, but there's just one thing is that people don't understand about his face. It He don't technically have a face. It is like a skull, like you can he has horns like the goat, but it's not goat horns. It's way worse than that. They're 100% pointed, tipped. He's got bodies laying in his horns like they were placed there to scare you. His body is completely covered in what I call black goo, which would be like blood, black blood, and it you don't ever want to see that. 100% blood red eyes. That's all you can see. And he stands like 8 foot, 9 foot tall. It's the 100 that is the worst time that is I have ever been scared.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. Like the whole devil thing has made me curious a bunch of times because when you read the scripture and you read or you learn about God and his angels, he was apparently a fallen angel. So
Hmm.
I mean, in my mind, it was always just like a regular human looking being. Like I always thought that the whole goat thing and beast thing was an exaggeration, but apparently not,
No,
huh?
no.
So what was this situation? Was this like one of your out of body experiences or was it a dream? Is it
Looking
hard to
back now,
explain?
yeah, it is hard to explain. It's it seems like it starts out as a dream, but it's not a dream. It was actually real. Um, I did have a premonition of something like that happening. I dreamt of something happening, but I couldn't physically see his appearance. All I saw was a shadowy figure, and it was a tall, shadowy figure in my dream. So I knew I was going to be running into something like that. I when I actually started doing my first investigations, I was doing it with a bunch of friends when we were younger. It was in high school, and we went out, and it was to this haunted mill, and a lot of people had it was abandoned. It was a lot of people had died. A lot of people There was a lot of suicides that happened there, and I could feel the regret, the damage. It was more or less like everything was drawn there. Something was telling them it's okay, you can do this. I'm here. but it was like a maniacal, malicious kind of act on how it happened.
That's just it's crazy enough in and of itself, man. Like I can't imagine experiencing something like that.
I get chills just thinking about it now. I'm just like, oh my god. Like I can't believe I ever did that when I was younger. Now when I do it now, I'm just like, oh, it's okay. I don't get that scared. I just get
Mm.
jumpy.
Okay, so now that we're kind of on, the spiritual and religious type a side of this, I can get to the question that I originally had for you that I told you I'd get to near the end. Um, so, my wife is a religious person. She believes in God. She was raised as a Methodist, and the past couple of years here, she's really gotten into the witchy thing, like being spiritual, uh, being all about nature and the natural stuff. And my question is, are you able to be both a Christian and a witch? This one's a deep one, and it could have conflicting answers. So in my mind, this is why I asked this question. In my mind, if you consider yourself a witch, yes, you are spiritual, but is there a deity that witches believe in, or is it just about being spiritual alone? That's hard.
So,
And see, not all
okay.
witches are
That
Wiccan,
that is a
Fire.
really good but hard yeah, that is a really good but hard question. I love that you asked that.
See,
So, how I was blah, 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 blah. I can't talk again. How I was raised
she'll kill me for asking the
was
question as it is.
so how I was raised Baptist, like Southern Baptist, 100% all out there with, you know how everybody is with the Southern Baptist. They're crazy. They don't believe in anything like that. It's you do this, this, and this, or you're not a good person, basically. And that's how I was raised. And I did not like that. When I was 13, I stopped believing in everything altogether. I never had a I've never had honestly a miracle. I'm gonna do this miracle in quotations. I always wanted something to show itself, put itself forward to me in that sense of way to make me feel like I can actually have something to say that's the mighty one or not, But I believe
Yeah.
there's more than one deity, honestly.
Okay. Kind of like the Norse
Yeah, see
mythology
the
and
Norse
stuff.
they've got everything from Loki to Odin to Thor and Freya, like all of that. But that's because their deities bring so many different types of love and compassion and help and strength to that that religion. It's just when you say witches, I don't think honestly, I feel like you can believe that heaven and hell is real and actually be a Christian and be a witch at the same time because you're not technically if you're a good if you're a good witch, neutral to a good witch. I call myself a neutral because I don't study. The only thing I study is light magic. That means protection spells, protection symbols, like stuff like that.
Right.
You can have whatever religion you want as long as if you know those people and you don't want them to know about what you are actually into, I wouldn't say anything about it. Witches can feel other witches. There's just a spiritual connection that we get with one another. And I feel like Wildish with her nature, the way that she is with the planting, the way that she does all of that, I feel like she is a kindred witch spirit, but she's not in a sense that she don't want to feel that way,
Mhm.
but she loves doing everything for nature when she can.
Yeah, because the question comes about because she
But
considers herself both.
with me, on the other hand, okay, see, I consider myself to be
Yeah,
both as well.
yeah,
I
because she says
I
that
believe that there are
being a witch
higher
doesn't mean
powers
you
out
believe in a
there
different god.
instead of one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's all in what you believe about with God. He was the one that provided everything, the herbs, the food, the animals, the water, rain, fire. He provided all of that for us. She's technically doing his work by being an herbalist. She's doing his work by replanting, by taking care of his environment, by taking care of. I love you guys. Des, I will totally 100% be a friend to you, man. Um,
Super
See,
cat.
and that's a
That'll
good
take the
question.
conversation in a completely different direction.
Yeah, that totally will. That is a good question. I'm gonna have to yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make a StreamYard. I'm definitely gonna have to sit here and do questions and try and answer people's questions and
Definitely.
get into
Now,
all this because I'm a theorist.
yeah, now I know a lot of people tend to stay away from a topic like religion because some people get very upset about it and everything. But how else are we going to learn about one another? Like, it's not about saying
That
I'm
is
right, you're
true.
wrong. It's about expressing your beliefs and letting people get to know you. Like, as long as
Yeah,
everyone's good with
exactly.
it. Like, if you guys read my channel rules, we can discuss anything on my page. I'm open. I'm open about everything and anything. As long as people know how to keep it civil, we can discuss whatever y'all want. But the whole religion thing, I think that'll take it down a different road, and I think that could be another episode, another day for sure. I would be more than happy to do an entire episode on that kind of thing, religion and religious theory and all of that.
That would be a cool episode.
I think I think it's
I
fun.
would love to get into that myself.
Maybe we could do it on one of the days where, because I still want to do this, where I just have a community day and let everybody roll in that wants to roll in. Um, Super Cat says, "Holy, I get this one lucid
Yes, that
dream all the
would be
time where I
cool.
go into an abandoned prison and get chased by a tall black silhouette, and no matter what I do, the dream comes back, and I always get caught and wake up in actual pain." Eesh. You have any insight on something like that?
So it is a phenomenon that is technically known as phantom pain. Normally, if you're dreaming about stuff like that, it's actually happening. Sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis comes along with that as well. When you wake up, you feel like you're pushed down deep into your bed. You can't get up, you can't move. The only thing that you can do is you can open your eyes. You can't talk, you can breathe, all that. But it's just you're held down 100%. But the phantom pain, it's say like you got your arm cut off or your leg cut off. You can still feel your leg there because that leg was always there. It's always been there. But you have a phantom pain, like an itch. Oh my, like say, because my papa before he passed away, he would always tell me I need to scratch my toes. I would always look at him and be like, "What are you talking about? I need to scratch my toes. They itch." Like he would get phantom pain. But yes, Kelly Kane, I agree with you. There may be something that is trying to contact you. Like if there's something that is doing that, something's either trying to contact you or something's trying to get your attention, something's trying to attach itself to you. That is something that a lot of demons like to do. They like to play pranks on you. They like to play tricks on you, like s- stuff that you can't actually try to. Yeah, I wouldn't say
It, it,
if it.
I think in a sense, Mr. Apex
That's
is a little
hard.
bit right. Like we've kind of been conditioned to think that whatever way we believe is the only way to believe. And
Yeah,
if
I
you're
agree with Mr.
seriously into
Apex
the
on that.
religion, like you can be really judgy about it. And I think discussion and hearing
Mhm.
theory and belief and getting to know one another is a good way to get past that. I think it's up to people like us who are open to conversation like this to like bring that about. And it's the same with everything. I think this whole world is in shambles right now, and that whole being
Yeah.
trained to get upset thing is real, not just with religion, but with politics and everything else. And people have been conditioned to get so upset for people disagreeing with them, and then they want to like cancel them out. They want to shove them out and not talk to them anymore. And I think that's why
And
my
that's
rule
what
on my
I
channel
call
is the way it is. So we could discuss anything and be open
mhm.
and honest and hear one another and understand one another without ripping each other's heads off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. See, and that's why I'm so glad that you invited me to come on here, because there's so many things that I would love to get more into, even though I'm not gonna try and run this, like, 4 or 5 hours long, though. But,
No, right.
scaredy cat, I don't you one second. I don't believe you need to go to church, as long as you can sit down and tell like, if you tell the spirit, if you know it's in your dreams, um, like I told Jack earlier, you need to tell them, "I do not want you messing with me or my dreams. You are not allowed to touch me 100%. This relationship that you are trying to attach with me, this attachment, this is not something that I do not want." But Jack, if you're okay with it, that's totally fine. A lot of people are okay with some of the demons. There is ways that I could teach you to control that demon too. Like I was saying earlier with the essence of taking your spiritual essence, and making it like go around your body to keep a cool, calm, collected feature with your energy, and take that energy to train that demon. There's ways to do that. I've got demons that I've trained that don't like to try like don't like to hurt me. If they hurt me, I've already told them I will 100% kill you before you ever go back to hell. And when a medium or somebody like that takes the time to actually put their energy into destroying a demon or anything in the sense of chaotic, evil way, they do not go back to hell. They're gone for the rest of their lives. That energy is no longer there. And that's why when I say this, when I say that I've trained demons, I literally have trained the only ones that they're little. They're like little goblins. The one that I've got is like he looks like a little freaking goblin. He's crazy. But the only thing he does is he plays tricks on me. He'll hide my phone, my tools that I use for bubbly stuff.
Jack, this is a very interesting take. I believe the Bible is retelling science of the past and how they interpreted it. I'm Catholic, but I believe the Bible is a science textbook from the early days. That's a very interesting take. Now I've read passages when I was younger, and know a couple verses and whatnot, but uh, I've never sat and read the entire book. From what I understand, though, the Bible
You
itself
don't
is
want to read
quite violent in
it.
nature. It's like kind of wild.
Yeah. Um, my dad was a youth pastor, so I physically had to 100%, I
Some of
had to
these comments,
100%
guys, I
learn
love you.
everything. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. I can't do that.
it's,
I am not a
it's okay.
multitasking person.
I've
Um,
learned. I've learned over
but
the last 2 years.
I will agree with you on that, Jack. For some reason, there are things that are happening now that can totally relate to the things that have happened in the past in the Bible, like uh, tsunamis, and it's crazy because you don't know what's going on now in this world. You know, all these wars. There was wars that happened with the Jews and all that. You know, they were 100. What is it? Freaking Hitler. There you go. That's what I think about. I think about Hitler when it comes to Moses and the Jews. And I hate that I think about that, but literally that's what I think about, the Holocaust.
Hmm.
Because he saved his people. And a lot of people say, and a lot of other Jews saved a lot of other Jews from all that. Like people, Germans even took in Jews, hid them away when they could have been taken and killed themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, we could we could take this into an entirely different direction and it could be a lot of fun. But, I do want to sleep at some point tonight. I mean, I know you've had your beauty rest throughout the day. But we can do this. We can
Oh
we
yeah,
can get
I
a
got.
couple we can get a couple people together and have a nice discussion, I think.
Heck yeah, we can.
Do I think it honestly, I
Uh,
think it would be really cool to get the perspective of a few different religions.
it would be honestly.
I'd love that.
I could
Schiller,
freaking
super cat
go
Schiller,
back and
yes.
forth between. Yes, I agree with that comment, Shetler. I could go back and forth with a lot of people. I could even reiterate the Bible if I need to, but that's just something that I had to learn when I was younger, so it's been nailed into my brain 100%. But what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right, guys? I mean, we've lived
Damn
through this
straight.
world for so long. We've got so many things that's happened to us. It's just you got to get stronger somehow.
Listen, Death Legends. I did see you asked this question earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt anything. But yeah, so when it comes to doing a podcast or a talk show, it's definitely a good idea to do something you're passionate about. If you want to go down that path, I'd be
Exactly.
more than happy to assist you and give you some pointers and let you know how I do things and what sites and programs I use for it. And the best advice I can give you is go into it knowing what you're going to do, whether it's going to be just you every week, whether you're going to have a co-host with you every week, or whether you're going to do what I'm doing with Holy's Confessionals and bring different people on each week. Decide on that, and then get your get your content figured out. And the best thing that you could do is have your first few episodes planned and maybe pre-recorded, unless you're going to do a live thing like this every week. But plan it out, make sure you have the content, have what it is you want to talk about lined up, ready to go, so that you come out the gates firing, man. But yeah, if you want to do something like that, make sure it's something you're passionate about, for sure. Supercat says, I also see things move in the corner of my eye sometimes and it will stay there until I look and just vanish. I noticed if I don't look for a while, it'll move more to gain attention. There is a term for that my brain cannot remember. I know there's some kind of term for this when you're seeing shit out of your
It's your.
peripherals,
It's shit. I can't even remember the freaking name for it now.
but it's something I experience too, especially when it comes to shadows. Like out of my peripherals, I will see shadows move all the time.
Yeah, something in my eye. It's driving me nuts.
Let's see. Never got a good look at the shape, though. I just see a dark blob moving. Yeah, I've been the same way. You're not alone on that. Death Legends.
Normally, when you just see like a dark blob moving, it it's telling you, "Hey, I'm here.
Yeah,
I physically want your attention, but I don't want you to see me."
yeah. Death
Which is
Legends.
it's normal.
Is this directed at me or is this directed at Vibes? Getting on a call after this. If it's for me, I don't think I'm going to be up for a call tonight. I'd be more than happy to message you back and forth. But my old ass is getting tired. So I'm after this, we're gonna raid out. I'm gonna show a little bit of love wherever we raid to, and then I'm gonna spend some time with my wife before I head to bed.
I'm trying to pull my phone up, but you guys can see that my phone's really jacked up.
Mine too. Mine's on its way out, and it's about time for me to get a new phone. So I'm hoping with my Twitch payout this month I can
Yeah,
get myself a new phone because mine's just really shit in the bed. Jack, I got to hit you up as well at a pod. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm more than happy to talk to you and get you rolling and get you set up. The first time it happened, I shit myself, but now I
Uh,
just sit there and try to look out the corner of my eye, but I can never make it out.
it's about this. It's the same, really, on Discord. 13 vibes. I'm
Yeah,
in the
she yeah, she's in our server. She's in the congregation, so you could tag her for a
yeah. That's
message.
what I was about to say, I'm in the server.
So for sure. Um, guys, if you have any more questions for Vibes, think about them, pop them into chat right now. Vibes, just so you know, if you were unaware, every week that we do the show, it is your choice on a raid. I always let the guest of the night pick a raid destination. So while we're waiting for a few more questions, if you want to scroll through your Twitch and see if there's anybody live that you want to send a raid out to, you can do that. And if you wanna pass the buck on to me, feel free to let me know. I don't want to put any pressure on you, but you get
Yeah.
first digs. And I don't know if you saw earlier or not, Vibes, but Death Legends wants to know if you would want to hop on when he comes on for a show. I believe I have him slated for the 25th, which is 2 weeks from today, so that he can chat with
I would
you
love
on
to
here about all
if
this
you guys
stuff.
if you guys wanna have me, yeah, I would definitely love to.
Yeah. And the same goes for anybody, guys. Like in the Discord server, in the congregation Discord server, there is a channel called Can I Join? Now that is for this show. If you guys want to be on the show, let me know because I want to get your faces out there. I want to get your names out there and we'll talk streaming, we'll talk gaming and whatever other topics you want to talk about. We can hit on anything that interests you guys. Just like this week with Vibes, it's all paranormal shit because that's what she is all about. And clearly, it's been a fun discussion. We're going on 2.5 hours now.
Right? Like, holy crap.
It's
So
it, this. It went a lot better than you were thinking in your mind beforehand, didn't it?
oh, yeah, it
It's
did.
just
A lot
it's just
better.
something about the community. It's just when you're with your people, it makes it so much easier. Vibes, so much easier. Goody, I'm down to help out
So,
for those odd questions as well. Okay.
I met this, gaming couple through a friend of mine, and they're actually pretty cool. They game together like you and Wildish do, but they actually do split screen, and I think if we
That's pretty
rated them
neat. I've never
out,
seen that.
they would freak out. I don't think
All
they've
right.
been rated more than, like, 15 people plus, maybe.
Okay. So type the name into chat or let me know so that I can search up on my phone and find them. And we'll get ready to send a raid out to them. Guys, if you are new to stream and you don't know yet, we raid out at the end of every single stream. When we're doing Holy's Confessionals, we let our guest of the night pick a raid destination. And I would love it more than anything in this world if you guys could hop on into the chat, hype it up, show a little love from the congregation, and show these people what we are all about. Okay? That's what we like to do. We like to make people feel special. We want to make them feel like we've been friends with them forever and make them feel like they're a part of something amazing. Okay.
Oh,
Ooh woo.
I appreciate you guys for having me here. Yes. Ew, ew.
Thank you for the ooh woo. All right. So
I
let me
love you
get on
guys
up here.
too. It was fun.
Vibes, is there any other social medias that you want to uh, tell people to go follow you on?
So I have TikTok. It is 13 vibes, the Roman numeral 13 vibes, and then just a regular 13 on there. I mostly have Call of Duty stuff on there right now. It's just me sniping. But I do have a few Apex spots on there that I have been working to put on there. I'm trying to do multiple different content. I also have a Twitter if you guys want to follow me there too. I always try to give the community that follow, like everybody that follows me, a follow back, so that way everybody, small streamers, big streamers, it doesn't matter. I try to give that follow back because you guys took your time to go ahead and give me that follow. So why not? I'm gonna go ahead and love on you guys too. Give that out there.
That's perfect. And guys, thank you again so much for all the hosts, all the lurks, the bits, anything that you guys have done for me today. I appreciate it. If you guys have not followed Vibes yet, please make sure you get on over to her Twitch page, give her a follow her on all her social media accounts that she just laid out for you. We are about to go send a raid out to Trey Cat XO. Like I asked before, please hop on in the chat, show as much
And
love as you can, and
his girlfriend's name is Kimmy. I believe
okay.
they're actually engaged. I don't really know
Oh, that's beautiful.
the whole story yet. I've only been in their live a few times. They're really cool. They're really nice. And guys, don't forget to refresh when you go in there to give them an organic view,
Yes.
so that because Twitch now doesn't count raiders.
Yep. It counts towards the views, but it count. Oh, I gotta reset it because I didn't click it in time. But that's okay. It does count, but it doesn't count. So yes, make sure you
Oh, it already pulled us in there.
did it. Oh, damn it. All right.
Yeah, it
Anyway,
did.
the countdown started. I missed it, but we're going.
It's okay.
All right. Well, anyway, thank you so much, dude. This was a really fun time.
It was so fun. I appreciate being on here.